Hello and welcome to the Yacht Club SC, the weekly show where we go over all things Star Citizen. This week we've got a special guest with us, Rexzilla. Thanks, Rex, for joining us.
Yeah. What up, everybody?
Salute, brother.
Yeah, man. Cheers. We're excited to get to the show today. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about what's been happening over the last week. We're going to cover some of the hottest topics. And then, of course, we're going to go over questions from you, for us, and as well for Rex. And what you can do is put the word question in brackets. Any kind of brackets will do, so we can highlight those in the chat. Then T Nightster, our awesome mod, is going to grab those, put them to a document for us so we can follow those. Those questions that are pertinent to that specific moment we'll try and answer as we go. Otherwise, any general questions we'll save for the end of the show, and let's have a great one. So, Rex, how's your week been? And more importantly, man, what are you drinking?
It's been good. I'm drinking the huge boys, some Dos Equis. All my boys. Cheers in the. Yeah, week's been good. It's been a minute since we were on last. But yeah, I'm looking forward to having some good combos tonight with everybody.
Right on. Dr. Murray, what's going on with you?
Got a noisy background going on right now, but not much else is happening. Raising a dog. He's getting better.
What are you drinking?
Oh,
You got your generic beer?
I'm drinking generic beer, Widmer's Amber Ale. It's here's a good thing to say about it. It's a good American amber ale.
At least it's an amber ale.
It gets the job done. I don't care. What are you up to, Shadow?
Oh, it's been a busy week, and I'm actually switching rabbit holes tonight. Got this for my birthday. Thank you, Pixel and Mr. Bad Wolf. So it's actually the similar one to way, but it's actually a 93 proof bourbon whiskey, straight, finished in a sherry cask, which is fantastic in a Manhattan. So I am going to wash some of my busyness away and enjoy the show. How about you, Jordan? What are you drinking?
I am drinking Heretic Chocolate Hazelnut Porter.
Heretic!
I'm a heretic today. Quite tasty in my signature Jump Club glass.
Oh,
And
nice.
it has also been a busy week. My company declared filed for Chapter 11 last week, so we're going through a little rocky times here for the next couple weeks. But
Maybe I'll have to hire you.
I think we'll come through it pretty well. So
Alright.
other than that, though, things have been fantastic.
Awesome.
Well,
But you, Stimosaurus?
Well, I've been excited to see that it was your birthday this week, and I've been spending a little bit more time following Rexzilla on Twitch, which has been fun to see her show and really kind of dive in and learn how to do emotes. I mean, I'm so new at Twitch.
Yeah, man, I saw that tonight, dude.
I'm just failing the whole time trying to.
I didn't know what went wrong though. It looks like you did everything right, man. But yeah, no, it's awesome, man. You learned how to boom, man.
There we go. There we go.
Boom! Twitch noobs.
So
No, that's awesome, man. Yeah. Getting to see you in the chat too, man. Seeing all you guys.
cheers, man.
I was able to drop in the other night, but then it was very short.
So tonight I'm drinking Dos Equis in honor of our special guest that we have on.
There you go.
So cheers.
Cheers to
Hello,
that.
gentlemen.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah.
Hello.
That's some good Red Bull.
Sponsor, hype.
Double X Red Bull.
Yeah.
It's a good
All
drink,
right.
actually.
So should we dive into the show and
Let's
get going?
Let's dive
Let's do
in
it.
the show and hit our high points, and then we can get
Nitty-gritty.
onto the rec stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot. There's a lot of interesting stuff to talk about. Take it away, Stem.
Sure. Well, I mean, Joran, feel free to dive right in if you want to go for it. I'll just mention that where we left off was Wednesday last week. We went over the Drake Q&A live together for the first time seeing it, just because the timing that landed. And then other than that, we got the subscribers update, which basically for April, we get the Anvil Arrow to fly around, which is really nice as a subscriber.
Fun ship.
You get the new leg armor, which we'll talk about later on in the show. And also they announced that there was some feedback that they want to get about the about the different awards and stuff for subscribers. So we'll link that at the end so you can
Probably because
contribute.
so many people have been complaining about more armor and nothing fun.
Yeah.
We're gonna get one arm. Next month we're gonna get one leg. We got one leg. Then we're gonna get a helmet. And wait, they're a slightly different color than they were last 6 months.
I think we need cup armor, like baseball.
Yeah.
I think they need more
the
weapons. I think weapons would be much more appreciated by the community. What do you think, Rex? Weapons rather than
that'd be
armor.
cool. Yeah, I think we got a lot of especially now that they're adding with 3.5, the color variations and stuff like that. Like your player customization in the game is pretty awesome compared to actually any other game out there too. Like, I mean, as far as even looking at just mainstream, PvP games and loot and shoots, I would say that Star Citizen's already pretty much well-rounded in that aspect. But yeah, weapons, we got a lot of weapons too, honestly. But yeah, I bet you weapons are a lot harder to develop and stuff than armor right now too. So because you got the physics behind it and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think that there are so many weapons that we have in the verse. I mean, there's a lot of options.
Mm-hmm.
But as a subscriber perk, not everybody owns every weapon.
Sure.
For people that are a subscriber, just give them a different colored version of the Karna or the Galant or something. And then all the people who don't have weapons, because look how many weapons that you lose in an op. I mean, how many times do you lose weapons and you have to get a new weapon?
I think based on that, jumping in on what you just said too, real quick, something I've always thought, and I've never really given it much thought, but you know how you don't lose armor when you die, right now, which eventually you will, right? That's the plan. You will eventually. Right?
Yeah, depending on
you're going to take damage on the armor.
Yeah, and the armor should break, stuff like that. I think that definitely should be a thing. But I've thought right now with the current, state of the game, you don't lose armor. Armor's not damaged yet either. I feel like if you have a subscriber gun, your subscriber gun should never be dropped and lost. I feel like if you die, you should always respawn with that at least. But I understand too, then you could have guys duping guns. I could see that. You could go out there and just dupe the subscriber gun, die, respawn.
Drop it.
That would be the flaw with that. But I don't know. You pay real money for the actual subscriber gun currently, and you get it every reset. But eventually though, right, you would lose that indefinitely, even the subscriber gun, right?
I think they were talking about them being LTI, right, Doc?
Yeah, kind of. That's what they're saying. There's going to be equipment insurance at some point in time.
And like I said, I've never given
pay a small
that actually much.
And it keeps all your stuff covered, like your armor and your gun. But your armor will degrade over time. The odds that someone's going to strip you of your armor are low.
Well, that's actually.
Oh yeah, I mean, what they could just make it to where you're. I mean, it'd be difficult. I was looking at what Floating Cucumber just said in the chat, but to where you weren't able to actually if your gun isn't dropped, a sub gun, right? Because the aspect of dropping armor doesn't exist already, so sub guns somehow have a mechanic where they're not dropped at all. That'd be interesting to actually have, because that would help ops a lot too for guys right now in the current state, right? Where persistence already isn't a thing yet, so losing guns kind of really sucks for so many people right now. But I like it. I like it. I like losing guns right now. If you're going out and playing the game how it's meant to be, and it creates the economy, we call it the war economy that our stream already has in our community. I like that. I really do like that. But for the guys that do put real cash into weapons, it should have that same tied to your body type thing. I feel like it would help a lot of people out. In the meantime, to overcome that hassle, because I mean, we go through. I wish we could do a count on how much money our org spends on weapons in the game. Oh, it'd be
hundreds
millions. I think millions.
Yeah, probably millions
per patch, millions easily. Because I go through over 250 grand of UEC easily, just myself. So
the Gallants and the Damacos are what like $3 grand in UEC. So and you got 50 people in an op, and half the people die and lose them.
So I got my account reset today, and I get on stream with 250,000 UEC. I end stream with 150,000 UEC. I spent 100,000 UEC, and we only did 3 operations.
You're in the right company then.
I don't even really need all that much stuff. But as soon as we get a new patch, I've got like 270,000 UEC, and I spend like 50,000 just going and buying armor sets and guns and clothing just to have, and I'm not even losing stuff. So and then I can go spend it on other things. But yeah, it's expensive. We're actually talking about that earlier in the Jump Club about what the in-game money sinks are, but that's a whole other topic. But yeah, like you were saying that the war economy is really a huge money sink. That it really creates a demand for creating a income earning, and you guys are running those Jumptown ops to generate all that income, to be able to buy equipment for your guys and for new people, and
need it.
And I love it, like, because I have a lot of people that actually join our org with that aspect, and they like playing in the ops to actually go grind the game. Like, it gives them, the ops give them a means to actually play Star Citizen for what it is in its current state. So like when they go off and do those delivery missions, everybody's like, they're like, I feel like in my own mind, I'm doing this delivery mission for the ZDF. You know what I mean? I've had people tell me that. They're like, I'm doing this, like, because everybody always like, what's the purpose of doing this delivery mission? Like, I'm making money. Okay, but what's the overall why? Why am I doing this delivery mission? So like, I have people that tell me like, man, I'm just like, in my own mind, I'm role playing like, man, I'm doing this delivery mission for the ZDF, making money so I can go buy guns to fight in the war for the cause or whatever, you know what I mean? And that's so cool. Like, I love that. Like, I want to keep that, and that means we are playing the game with a working economy there.
And that's not even taking into account in the future where you guys are having space battles, and you guys have to actually replace expensive ships, components, and things like that. And that's where things are going to get really expensive. And the people who like space battles, like Saren in chat there, he's he's our resident space combat consultant in the Jump Club.
Shooty in the face in space.
Pew pew
pew. Yeah.
So what's
next
on our
so next we're
there?
moving on to around the verse. Oh wait, we can't.
We have no around the verse.
There's no around the verse this week.
That's right. That didn't happen. I was like, I saw that. I was like, well, I didn't watch it this week, and then now that you like said that, I was like, wait, there wasn't one. Thank God. I usually always miss around the verse. I really do. I always somehow miss that.
Oh, it's such a great show.
I love it. I love it.
It's critical to everything that's going on. But
it's like it's like a streamer doing his homework.
Oh, it's right. Totally.
Like somehow I miss that.
We don't do our homework often.
Homework's important.
Some of us do our homework.
Fair enough.
So the next one of those will be on April 25th, which is good. Gives them a break, et cetera, et cetera. And then we got a subscriber vault update, which we can show a little bit about.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of spoilers if you're not a subscriber.
I didn't actually look at that. Oh, it's all on Reddit.
I didn't either.
Yeah, it's all on Reddit.
It's all on Reddit.
Yeah, right. Okay, so this week in Star Citizen, we are on to the... so it's all concept art that came through in the vault. So some really nice stuff.
They were developing
it. The Corsair, yeah.
I always really find it fascinating that the whole concepting process on these ships and especially in the jump point where they actually show from the very earliest
where they started
all the different here's 10 different completely different options for Chris and the team to kind of like, okay, not that one, not that one, that one. All right, work with these 3 or these 2, and then they go back and they come up with like 5 or 6 more options. And look at that. That's
totally
really like what they. It's crazy how iterative this process is, from stuff that looks nothing like it to what they came up with, and looks like it's a damn good looking ship.
Big enough to blow shit up in.
You got
a lot of shit.
The armament on the front of it alone can
got a lot of guns.
Make a statement.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
so
they got a lot of concept art on that one.
Next on the list, so that was Thursday. Friday, we get the Squadron 42 monthly report, which is a repost that they put in February. But they wanted to let us know because they say they're publishing this a second time as a comm link to make it easier for the community to reference back to and to plan on following the process for Squadron 42 monthly reports as they go forward. So I'm not really sure why we needed that, but it's always nice to look at that roadmap, see what's going on.
Must have been published somewhere not as a comm link.
Yeah.
No. Well, no, they did. This is posted as a comm link. And they
Yeah,
even
this
said
time, but I
last
guess
week they
this
were
is-
going to do it. Oh, you're thinking
But
last time it
when
wasn't?
when they posted it in February, they didn't actually post it as a comm link. Because
Ah.
supposedly you're able to go through and search, but honestly, the search feature on comm links and most of that just sucks.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, maybe it was just
I-
an
I don't
email.
know.
it's easier to search on Google for any.
Well,
pretty much any
that's
comm
true.
link.
Yeah.
It's easier to do it on Google.
Site
The
colon
comm link
leverage
search
industry.
works. Like,
Yeah,
it works.
but it's not great, really. And I've
Yeah.
tried it.
So then
Wow.
after that, when we're talking about roadmaps, what we really care about is this roadmap here. And that's kind of what we're going to go over for a big part of this show.
Are we starting with that? Because there was one thing on here that I can't find now that really interested me, and I thought Rex would be interested. It was misfires. I can't find
Misfires?
it anymore. Yeah, I swear.
With your
there it is.
gun?
In the
Yeah.
There it is,
roadmap,
system misfires. in
I want to
3.5.
ask everybody in the
3.6.
chat real quick. Everybody put in the chat if you've had misfires with your weapons. That's actually interesting because I've never
really-
actually gone
it's-
into that.
They're not
It
in
shows
yet.
it under 3.6. Yeah. That's
Really?
Under 3.6. Yeah.
I
That-
think
I thought that was really cool.
so.
Oh,
What
Because
so
I
like,
wonder,
that has to do with wear.
what I'm wondering what that would be is like what gun am I thinking of? So the Demaco, whenever you get low on ammo, I know it starts clicking. I wonder if that's it. I've had it not firing before. Yeah, I've had that too. I've had it not firing, but misfire. I can't
That's
say
what
that I totally just know.
It's not
it.
in yet, but I mean, the
That's
cool
for
thing
system.
about it-
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, it's still
okay.
coming.
They're
Yeah,
they're
this-
adding
I
the
don't-
misfire.
I don't think
It
they're
goes
adding
back
gun
to-
misfires there. I think they're adding system misfires where your components in your ship will misfire.
Okay.
okay.
They get
okay,
worn
okay,
down.
okay.
Yeah, I think
That
that's
makes
Well,
more
you would
sense.
think eventually
Makes a
that
lot
would make
more
it to
sense.
weapons.
Yeah, because it says system misfires. It doesn't say FPS.
Ah,
weapons misfires.
haha, there we go. Yeah. I don't
Because
think
it's
that's
a good
FPS
point
really.
of what you're bringing back is the fact that armor should wear and things should wear like that. Hey, tips.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Tip. Nice
Thank you.
one.
Thank you. Well,
So with the-
they do
with the
have
wearing-
component wear and tear here upcoming in some of the upcoming patches. I just listed some of the high points I saw in 3.6, which is our next patch, because there's a lot of people in the community that are saying it's like, oh, 3.5 is huge, but then 3.6 and 3.7, there's not really anything that big there, but there's a ton of stuff coming in both of those patches, just because we're not getting huge planets. And there's a lot of stuff that's coming up in those bounty mission NPC improvements that was pushed back to 3.7. That was the only thing.
Oh,
that
the
was
fog
made.
tech right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, planetary ground fog is going to change the look of everything. You were talking about that in your in your op yesterday.
Literally
before.
tonight and last night. Yeah, we were talking
Yeah.
about that, not thinking about this, but just. Well, I've seen a giant Rexzilla sub right now.
You spooked
GG's,
yourself.
GG's boys.
Thanks
Thanks for the sub, Rex.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Cheers.
But yeah, so like we've been thinking about this, right? Like, imagine how cool it'd be, like, going through like the whole Geonosis look. When that ship crashes on Geonosis and you see the clones like fighting through the sandstorm, like that whole type of look for battles. It actually changes just the nature of battles in general. And then like think about light rays shining through, stuff like that. Oh man, I'm so ready for
Yeah.
different weather dynamics and stuff.
Lighting is already amazing in game. Like
Oh, yeah.
you were talking about how like when the clouds go over and how that changes the lighting earlier tonight.
Mhm.
And we don't even have real clouds yet. I mean, that's
Exactly, right?
real clouds are something I am so looking forward to, because I want to fly through clouds. I want to take my 300, my 350R, and just fly through clouds. That's like one of the biggest things I'm
Yeah,
excited
no,
for
yeah,
in this whole universe.
And like it's cool to see on Hurston because like they don't have like really dynamic weather in at all, but like they do have cloud tech somewhat working on Hurston to where like I noticed it on stream like really well tonight. Like I was standing there, it's hot sun, and then a second later, like on the op, it's everybody's in complete shade for a second. And I was like, man, that's cool. Like I wish it could be like straight overcast this whole time. That'd be so awesome.
Yeah. Well, and then when they have rain. And actual rainstorms is going to be really awesome. They were talking about that, like the whole Blade Runner feel that we have in Area 18 right now. That when they have rainstorms, and that's going to be so much more.
Or imagine being in like a jungle of Hurston and it's just raining. Like that right there is so.
I can't wait for rain.
Rain. Like we'll be on like an op. We could be chilling by trees, and then it's just you hear the rain just beating off everybody's armor and stuff. Oh my,
that's amazing.
That's immersive like battle Craigasm right there.
I saw a board gamer flying earlier today, and he was in the new patch. They've got some of this tech in already, and it was just amazing just seeing how they've got some of that fog and occlusion going in. It really made the atmosphere seem gorgeous. And one of the things they were saying is that it could help them do some bind cullings. They don't have to show assets behind. But it was just really, really beautiful to see that time. You know what? Fierce, amazing, man, for the sub, and Citizen Lou sub a few moments ago.
Man, all the love everybody's
fantastic,
showing.
Man. Awesome.
Thanks, you guys.
We're going to use all this money for
need to be bigger.
two things. One, improve the stream, and then B, choose a charity to give back to. Actually, and a third thing as well, maybe giveaways, like ships, that kind of thing as well. So let us know in the chat what you want.
What we're really going to do is buy drinks with it. We're going to buy a lot.
We're not buying.
what we're really going to do is get drunk with it.
We're going to make it look good.
Actually, that was one of the really, really big conversations that we had when we started this, is that we're none of us want to make any money off of this. We're doing this, the Yacht Club, and this show because we love Star Citizen. We love the community, and we wanted to give a perspective from very
I had to make sure it's
long, hard, fairly high. From a high level backer standpoint, from people that have been involved for a long time, and give a different perspective on the project. And so anything that we get, we're going to gift back either to a charity or for giveaways or just for stream quality. But none of this is for us. Everything that you guys give, we're going to give that back.
You got it. 100%.
We're not here to make money.
That's right. We're fortunate enough.
not our goal here. We just want to make a great show and have a good time and talk about spaceships while we drink beer. In between bar citizens
and scotch and whiskey
and mostly scotch.
Wow. Another sub. Makers. Nicely.
So
welcome aboard.
So they're also going to be introducing Procedural Asteroids version 2. So even right now, the asteroids are amazing when you fly through them in like around Levski or around Yella. They're beautiful and they're just really amazing. But they're going to have a whole new tech. I can't actually read it there, but there was a description on that.
Which one?
Can you read that, Stem? On the asteroid tech.
Hold on. Yeah, I can. So continued development of the underlying tech that determines the shape, distribution, and appearance of asteroid fields after volumetric fog elements, mineable entities, and ring patterns.
That's what I thought.
That was in CitizenCon. They said that they were going to make some of them or more of them start to move. Like you could move them. That I thought was really awesome. That's a big perspective.
So,
and with the tractor technology coming out, that's a huge thing as well. Wow, a lot of people hosting the stream.
Bunch of trollers.
Right?
Thanks, Mulligan.
Yeah, another sub.
Then one of the next ones was
Guys,
ecosystem distribution.
Hold on, before we go into there, I tried to shut down the follower alert, but for some reason it's not working because we're getting a lot of stuff coming in. So hey, appreciate all the follows, appreciate all the subs. Sub alerts will keep for a lot longer. But yeah.
What's the follow goal at? What's it at? 300? We're getting there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Well, we were pre 200 before we started the show. We were gonna leave it at 200, but realized it'd probably get higher. So thanks, guys.
Get a
Well,
little bit
you know
higher.
what? We hit 200. So we were at 183. And then, you know, I was working on the show, putting in a fifth spot for you to come in on tonight's show, Rex. And, you know, these follows kept coming in. So, you must have been talking about
where
the
do these
show.
come from? Somebody's talking about the show.
Before we knew it, we'd hit our 200 goal offline.
Hell yeah. That's right. All these people are amazing, man. Everybody that makes up like the ZDF and just, you know, Star Citizen communities in general are just absolutely amazing. And it's just like, you know, seeing like how unified everybody is too is another statement as far as, you know, the community as a whole, and the longevity of the game lasting is community for sure too. And seeing how close everybody is, that's a huge statement.
It's the best community, and it's changed my life and a lot of other people's, making so many friends, and just how positive everybody is, and how loving everybody is, and supportive and generous, and the things that people do for other citizens. And I've seen lots of really, really generous things done for people throughout the community, and it's just really heartwarming.
Thanks for the $5, Red Eagle. Awesome, man.
Yeah. Hi-yo.
Yeah.
That's
So-
a bottle of scotch.
Drink.
Oh wait, no, it's
So
not.
I say we all take a drink of our favorite Red Bull when we get, you know, $5 or more.
Yeah, there we go.
Our favorite Red Bull.
All right, so
I'm getting a little low already. Here we go.
Cheers.
moving right along.
You see how you did this
Okay.
label away? Because they're not paying me, so fuck them.
We know that the
Or-
follower and all the stuff right in the middle is a little distracting. We're gonna adjust that. So I know I got a couple people.
Yeah, I for some reason,
We'll get there, don't
moving
worry,
it during the show is not working, so we'll figure it out offline.
Yep. No worries.
Okay, so
Thank you,
shield
guys.
systems. I'm excited about this one. I know it
it needs
shouldn't
some work.
be all that
New shield
exciting, but the fact that we're going to change from having this warp bubble around us to having this sort of skin of shield is really cool.
Right.
It kind of gives us the ability
completely new
to
tech.
think about the lore as being like, you know, you think about thrusters, right? Thrusters shouldn't be able to work if you have a shield around it, because it can't, you know, it's pushing on the inside of the shield. But you could talk about it being closer. Maybe you can get through the shield, do some shield modulation. I don't know, just playing with the lore. Right?
Well,
And-
you know, some of the ships that have big gaps, if you shoot, the rounds would go right through the gap, but they're hitting a shield. That's kind of the thing I'm hoping for, because like the Constellation is kind of a victim of that, and some of the other larger ships.
They're saying
the
that
bubbles don't cover all the ship.
future implementation of a more dynamic, form-fitting visuals and effects, as well as improved performance for collisions. So hopefully that should also help when you bump other ships and bump stations and whatnot.
Yeah, accidentally
more
bump other
protective.
ships.
And then distribution and ecosystems and improvements was another thing that I was pretty excited about, because for me, I love these ecosystems, and you know, like Rex, when you do the Hurston missions, I mean, that's what's just so beautiful.
Yeah.
And they're going to be changing this distribution and ecosystem pipeline improvements, unification of terrain and distribution maps, ecosystem modeling at a global planetary level, and several improvements to terrain blending. So just more improvements continued to what we have now, and every patch has more improvements to the ecosystems and the environments, and just how the appearance of it. And as great as it looks now, every single patch gets better.
Yeah.
That's mind blowing.
Yeah, and that's what I tell people all the time too. Is like, you know, people like even tonight. I mean, it's every single night. Every night somebody comes in, you know, what I mean, asking about Star Citizen, and is the game worth? Right, and then it's just like, okay, well, what are your interests?
another
That's
subscriber.
part of.
How patient are you?
There's
But yeah, and
for everybody.
it's not even. I don't. Yeah, it's like, you know, if you can look at the game for what it is in the current state, and you like the game, like, don't even look at, like, I hate that people judge the game based on the description of what it's going to be. Like, I think for new players, don't look at that right now. Like, the best way to look at it is, like, look at it for what it is, and I think people can truly find value in that. I really do. I think the game's current state is amazing. I really do. And once you appreciate what the game is now, it only is a lot better knowing that the game gets updated for free every quarter, right? It's free. You don't pay anything. for those updates, and the game only gets better and better and better, and then that's just going to be implemented for the rest of the game ever being alive, is just being added to it. So how I view it is like, games released in my mind, games out. Yeah, it's just like, we're just going to be able to be playing it, and they're always going to be changing and updating it forever.
Yeah, and that's exactly.
There's a playable game right now already. And it's
we just got a gifted sub from Makers.
Thank you.
Nice, man.
So here's another really exciting thing for you, Rex. We're finally getting weapon in 3.6.
Yeah, weapon attachments, right? Is that what you said?
Stuff like that. Yeah, weapon attachments.
Yeah.
That's gonna be awesome.
Wait, have they said like silencers? I haven't heard anything on that.
I saw some. I don't know if it's coming on this one, but I saw it mentioned in one of the. So that.
Interesting.
Maybe,
yeah. I thought about that too. Like all those dynamics right there. Oh my god. I'm imagining ops then right now. Like ops with like silencers. That might suck ass. Not knowing where people are shooting from.
We have a question in chat that might be pretty good.
It's pretty hard to tell where people are shooting from.
In general, yeah. Sometimes.
Vlad the Impaler asks, with all the different dropships in the game, what kind of content will there be to get people into planetary battles? I.e., what will battles be fighting for on planets and moons?
Like just in the game's current state, or is that speaking of like future of game? I think it's kind of a future of the game.
Yeah, sounds like a future question. Like the purpose
resources
of having a battle.
Yeah, so like it's just resources.
Fighting over resources.
If you're honestly just blood fucking thirsty, like a lot of our org is, then we're just gonna be fighting just to fight because we enjoy that shit. And then like the point of being in a big fighting org like this, right? Like our org is, we're already just running and people are making money for the org outside of the stream. I think that's always gonna exist. So that our org, when we're in our operations, we're ready to all log on. Like I'm just imagining, say right now, same stream schedule, everything's the same. Just say we're like 4 years ahead right now, right? Say the game's released, or whenever that's going to be, like quote unquote release, right? Whatever. To where it is what it wants to be, right? I feel like our org, our purpose is already going to be the exact same in the sense that, hey, off stream, we have people grinding. Everybody's grinding to make that income. Everybody's grinding to have those ships. Boom, we get on, everybody knows it's op time. Boom, ZDF's in their capital ships. We have our drop ships loaded, and we're just running around looking to cause mayhem. Like, I see that 100%. So the battle aspect of what our org is will never go away in that sense. So you're going to have players that play the game just to fight. I believe that's 100% going to be a thing. But then, the realism things, the resources. People are always, it's like real life, right? Because it's a simulation. It's always going to be, like that. Or like fighting for hire, like bounty hunters. Like
mayhem for hire.
Stuff. Mayhem for hire. Like the VIP mission is honestly a replication of what could actually be possible, right? Mm-hmm. So it's we're going out for bounties, whether it's you could actually have, capture them dead or alive bounty, right? Get somebody to you alive. So, you have to go in with a ground force or just different. It's a simulation. That's exactly what put Star Citizen Next Gen in my mind, is it's not a game. So it's like we are replicating real life scenarios. Like, why are there wars real life? Resources, right? Yeah. So it's like all those real things are actually what you're going to be fighting over in the game too, 100%.
Well, and that kind of leads to a question that I've had I wanted to ask you is, like in 3 to 4 years, when we have a large universe and we have multiple star systems and there's millions of players and there's all these different orgs, and there's good orgs, there's bad orgs, there's neutral orgs, and they're all warring for different parts of space, and there's star systems where there's no law. Yeah, and there's star systems where there's a little bit, and like you have large pirate orgs and they've got fleets and and they're waylaying and transporting groups where they're trying to move through stuff through those systems. Are you going to have like organization goals like, okay, we're going to be engaging in war with this pirate org, or we're going to go and we're going to clear this star system of all hostiles? Like,
I think there's always I think there's always going to be rivals, especially when the game gets to that point. It's like, you look at WoW, for instance, like your Hoarder Alliance, right? You know what I mean? So there's always going to be like that whole evil and good aspect, or there's just going to be people that just want to take you down, especially with the ZDF.
I think there's going to be a lot of gray.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. Oh yeah, I mean for sure. But there's going to be there's already a lot of people that already just hate the ZDF. Like I've seen people tweet at me just saying my one and only goal in Star Citizen is to kill every ZDF I ever see. So it's just like that already exists in the game right now, and I'm like, hell yeah, dude, that's awesome. Like I love that. Like that's cool. Like that's what creates more content, and that's what's going to get the game to where we want to be, right? And so like having those different sides and territory power, like ZDF always holding the name of warlords, right? Like we want that shit, and I think that's what's 100%. We're already on the route to having that with people that just want to take you down just because you're ZDF. I mean that's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's the man on the mountain. I mean, whoever's at the top, everybody else wants to knock them off, and that's kind of you guys. I mean, you've established yourselves as like this is the mighty combat org, and other people.
And there's others
take
too.
pot shots at you.
Really going to be interesting. There's tons of other ones too that are pretty decent.
Yeah, for sure.
All right,
a lot of them out there. So a couple more items on 3.6 that are pretty big is ship rentals. So they're going to start renting ships in 3.6. That's one patch away.
Yeah.
That's going to be really interesting to see how that changes things, because a lot of the new players, I mean, they can't make enough in game to buy another ship, and they've got an Aurora, they've got a Mustang, and it's I'm very curious as to how much they're going to rent ships for if somebody wants to rent a Cutlass or rent a Valk or some other flyable ship.
Yeah, and there's a lot of us
I'm
that
guessing,
are really worrying about that one. It's not that they're worrying about how they're going to implement it. It's that we're hoping that they do it really well. There's orgs that have based themselves entirely upon acting as rental
for sure,
brokers, right? So if they got to do that right, and there's people that are worrying, and I think this is probably what Dr. Murray's going to go into. I don't know, is they're worried about their revenue when they start doing ship rentals, because maybe that will mean that people won't buy ships because they can fly them in game. Personally, I think that people like trying things and then buying them, and then if you have the confidence that you're putting out a great product, then you want to have that try process so that they can get to like the ship and use it. So I think it's gonna be a positive. We just got to see what will happen out with time.
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty positive. I'm just guessing that they're going to be 10-15% of the total cost. Give you
$20, Star Jockey. You're a monster.
Oh, Star Jockey.
Thanks, Nemo. Appreciate that.
Salute.
Nemo, yeah.
Two more items on 3.6 is the law system. So they're going to start implementing the law system. And then also the Vanguard Warden update. Banu Defender, 890J, and the P-72 Archimedes are coming in 3.6. So we've got quite a few ships, including our 890 Jump.
Can't wait.
890 Jump.
Screaming over that one.
Can't wait.
We're only 2 months away from PTU.
Now, why didn't we put that into the show notes? The 890 Jump coming out.
That's what I was. I'm not sitting there blown away. That
You missed a bunch of items.
Like going ape shit over it.
I figure we had enough things to talk about. We've got Rex on here, so there's lots of other things to lead into and a lot of questions. So
sure.
Sure. I'm sure we'll be talking about the 890 Jump a lot as we get closer to it.
Super excited about it. Just the pool.
So
we'll only be able to swim in it, though. In fact, we're worried. We're not worried.
No.
Why are we worried?
That's
about
3.7.
No,
Okay.
3.7. Yeah.
Okay.
3.7.
But I want to swim in the pool.
Wait, so do you guys think there's going to be water in the pool at first or no?
I don't know if they're going to have it in there, if it's going to have a
There won't
cover
be.
like Phoenix does.
I think it'll probably be there, but you won't be able to like.
I don't think it'll have water in it.
Just go into it.
Or it
I
could be a
don't
cover
think
like the hot tub.
I'm on the side too. I don't think there's going to be water in it.
Yeah,
but
it's
if there
gonna
is
be
water
empty.
in it, I know there's going to be a lot of people dying.
Oh yeah.
It was kind of like on your stream today. You had some of the guys out in the water, and
I'm telling you what, that right there is the number one cause of just ops going haywire. Is we lose a third of guys before the op ever goes, just because they want to see how far they can stand in the water before we say mission go.
Yeah.
They all
like,
start
look
drowning.
at me, I've got the water up to here. It's like, oh shit, I'm dead.
Yeah, it was funny. It's funny. That's funny. Yeah, jackassery.
So who's looking
Little
forward to the
jackass.
law system, the legal system?
Yeah, I'm waiting for that to get updated again.
It's the,
Version 1, yeah.
really kind of the first implementation. I thought they were implementing more of that this patch, but I guess they haven't really.
So did I,
much.
yeah, I didn't see it on the map.
I was wondering how much. I mean, Rex, you and your guys, because you always have high crime stats because you're always killing each other.
Yeah.
Whether or not the
You wouldn't say.
Navy was going to start attacking you guys as you were getting close to like Hurston or something. But,
Yeah, I've been sort of thinking about that more and more, which I think is awesome. I think because that's like the GTA law system in a way, like you get crime stat and then AIs come in and try to kill you. Like, I think that's. But if you die, right, if the UEE kills you, then you lose the crime stat, right? Is it still that same mindset? Like GTA,
Maybe.
if you die by you lose the
Not
crime
always.
stat.
Not
yeah,
always.
it kind of
Yeah,
depends. Right
Depends on
now,
how you die.
right now, if you die in Hurston to the security
Yeah.
on Lorville, it resets your crime stat.
Okay, so the idea is it's supposed to be that way. At least
Yeah.
it's supposed to be that way. Okay.
I haven't been blown up by an advocacy ship in so long. I don't know if when they kill you, you lose your crime stat.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to continue long term as it is now.
Yeah. Well, honestly, it's like, yeah, I think that's just gonna make ops more epic to see hammerheads coming in trying to kill each other. So if we can get quick at
Yeah.
doing ops, and then that really 100% adds the aerial battle to the ops. You know what I mean? So it's just
Yeah.
like we'll be sitting there, get to the ground as fast as possible. We get on the ground, we do the mission. Boom, you have hammerheads flying overhead, also trying to like, and then we have our air superior, like air support team like fighting the hammerheads. And we already have bounty hunters. Like if you watch the last op of the night, we have bounty hunters come in every stream and stream snipers and stuff like that. So outside forces are already a thing for our ops. That's why we have air security in general. But when hammerheads start coming in, it just depends on how easily we can take those out too as a group. But then so you kill. I haven't tested it with 3.5 yet, but if you kill a hammerhead, do they just keep coming endlessly? If you have a crime stat?
We don't know.
No, haven't
Oh,
tried
okay.
it.
Yeah, so I'm assuming if
Nobody's seen 'em yet.
if it was GTA, same like idea, then they would never stop coming. So that
Yeah,
could be
I
a
imagine
problem.
that's how it'll work.
Same
Yes,
here,
They'll just
yeah.
keep coming.
That's what I'm assuming too. But I think it just makes the battles more epic too. If we can just get around, just getting to the planet's edge.
Yeah, you're just gonna get smacked by the UE at some point.
Yeah, it's going to be like people talk about in Eve, where they have high security base, where if you go in there, then you don't stand a chance, and it's just going to be complete overwhelming firepower.
Yeah, we'll just have to have a team of eclipses just bombing hammerheads left and right, just ready for them. All right, here they come.
Your support.
Incoming.
The question is, I wonder how hard they are as AI.
nice beer.
And AI is always going to get better, but
Well,
I
I
wonder how
fought an
hard they
AI
are to
hammerhead.
actually. Well, yeah, but like
You did?
to outrun
Yeah.
it is what I'm saying. Like, so
They're
I wonder-
easy to outrun.
See, so there's the thing. So like, I don't think it's going to
they're
immediately impact our ops. I think we can outrun them easily.
For now, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. For now,
Yeah.
I'm sure they're going to make that harder in the future.
When they can
Hopefully they
interdict
get smart
you.
enough where they're like running, they interdict you, or if running away, maybe they start dispatching like vanguards or
For sure.
something a bit heavier that could take out
Were
a
all
hammerhead.
the turrets manned, Doc? Or was it a fully crewed hammerhead?
Yeah, it was AI. Everything was crewed. It was an interdiction. It's just a random pirate interdiction.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it died. Took a while.
Horribly.
So the
Spectre
other-
is saying that you can get Olisar security to spawn a hammerhead right now. So,
Yeah,
Wait, say
You
that
cut out
again?
a little bit there.
Yeah.
Spectre is saying that Rexzilla, you can get an Olisar security to spawn a hammerhead right now.
Oh yeah, in 3.5. Yeah, in
His
P2.
name is
yes,
Spectre
yeah.
A.
Oh yeah.
Not Spectre. Spectre A.
Spectre.
Oh, it is
Yeah,
Spectre. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's Spectre.
That's our.
I'm pretty
That's
sure
our
the
Spectre.
The
Sorry,
hammerhead
man.
only comes at level 5 though, right?
Maybe
Yeah,
a capital
it's only
E.
I think
Yeah,
so.
and we actually in our ops we don't hit level 5 that much. It's actually really weird. I don't know why we don't hit level 5 that
That
bad.
is weird
but
because you guys are constantly murdering people.
I think the majority of the time it's actually super hard to hit level 5. I think you actually really have to hit level 5. I think you need to kill a lot of guys in one life. I think that's kind of how it's been working. I've noticed. Like if I kill like 2
And not
guys
die
here
by
and then I
security.
die, come back, kill 2 more, I'll always stay at my level 4. I think it takes a bit to actually hit that level 5.
Yeah, blowing up ships
Right,
helps
right
too.
to say he actually tried to hit 5 and only hit 4. Try harder.
Yeah, it gets a little difficult sometimes, I've noticed too. So yeah, but I mean I think that system is awesome. I think having the hammerheads warp in and fight you, I think is so cool.
That's just
Because then it adds more of
that
that that solo play, right? And I think that's like what's really awesome about this game too is everybody asks, well, is it fun to not play with your friends as well, right? So it's like having that crime stat and having those AI battles is what's going to make the game super awesome to play. So
Yeah, so, I mean, I love it even without necessarily playing with people. Usually Mystic and I just kind of run around doing silly stuff.
That's because you can truly appreciate too, the game. Like, just being in this sci-fi universe and if I could just chill on an 890 jump, I'm going to be chilling butt naked on an 890 jump by myself pretty much every day. So I'll be able to enjoy it just by doing that.
Yeah, you got to have your off-stream time where you're just chilling out there on your space yacht. And
swimming in my pool of scotch.
That's right. Cannonballs solo.
Yeah.
What is Rexzilla doing his off time? Cannonballs and sipping martinis on his 890.
Naked cannonballs and martini.
Red Bull teenies.
Yeah. That's right.
So, where's the love for the Vanguards, guys?
Hey,
Vanguards.
That's my favorite ship.
Doc, that's your favorite ship, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah,
one of your favorite
it
ships.
is. It's
Yeah,
my
thanks
favorite
for
ship
that.
in the game.
But it's
So
actually it's not a rework, or it is what do they
It's a
call it? An
rework.
update.
It's an update.
It's an update. Yeah.
It's
A
more
lot of
than
people are
just
looking
an
forward to
update.
Yeah,
Get
it's
a
somewhere in
little
between, I
fatter on
think.
the
It's a
inside,
pretty
I know
heavy
that.
Maybe a
update.
little longer.
Like maybe a whole rework of the chassis.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not
that's
an
just
entire
like
rework. It's
great
not like a
platform.
complete rework, but the interior is getting completely reworked. So
Well,
It's like
a
a
little
tier
low.
3
You're right.
Mako.
The exterior is also going to get updated because it's one of the older ships. That came out in 2015, 16,
15, I believe.
ish.
15, 16. So, and all those
I
older
know.
ships are just getting all the design updates to be brought up to the current level of quality and reduce their graphic.
Or was it 2.2?
graphic cost.
I don't remember.
But the Vanguard?
Somewhere
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, it was
2-2.
It's been a few
2.2?
years.
Yeah.
Citizen
Well,
Lou's asking, do we feel that the Vanguard actually needs a rework? The chassis?
Yes.
I do. It does.
Everybody
Why?
seems to think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so the variants, like I mean, if you look at the Reliant, look at the Reliant variants, and then look how much they actually drastically changed, but they're actually really highly functional. The variants of the Vanguard, just I mean, you got the drop ship, the hoplite, you got the fighter, and then you got we don't even seen the Sentinel yet. I mean, the actual working Sentinel. So yes, I feel it definitely does because it's just it doesn't feel like things are really laid out right. You don't. It's very crowded. Oh, the fact that the turret comes down right in the middle of the walkway, you can't go past it. That's the reason why it's getting a little fatter. But it definitely needs a rework.
yeah.
Or not a rework.
It needs attention.
It needs attention. There you go. An update.
So
It definitely
moving on
needs
to the
attention.
other big news last week was the big roadmap map updates, and next year we got the 3.9 patch.
3.9.
And so we're getting Crusader and the Orison landing zone. And
Now, when
what
they
is that,
say
March?
Crusader, does that mean they're done?
No.
okay, so
No.
we start at Crusader, the gas giant, where Olisar is in orbit, but we've never actually been able to fly to Crusader, the planet.
But
It's
a
really
gas
just
giant.
that right.
Yeah, but it's terraformed.
Well, it's not really terraformed.
Really?
Yeah, what they did was they changed the upper atmosphere. They terraformed the upper atmosphere.
It's
so
That's
breathable.
right.
And there's a floating city.
The floating
Yeah.
cities. Yeah.
Stim, bring up that
Please do.
that link there so that everybody can see. So for those who aren't aware,
We're going to
that
Bespin.
Which one?
we're going to Bespin.
it's not
Basically.
Bespin.
I was getting
Floating
roasted in chat
cities.
by Mighty Mulligan for my for my
Bespin was a
egghead.
space station in low orbit. Like,
Close enough.
which one are
Mulligan's
we going
banned,
to?
don't worry. I'll ban it.
Cloud City. That's right.
Right.
Never mind.
Yeah, so it's
Anyway,
essentially
Crusader.
a series of floating factories and city
There we go.
in the upper atmosphere of this gas
And
giant,
gardens.
which
Lots of gardens.
and lots of gardens. It's with all these latticed walkways in between the different floating structures that are just kind of hovering in the upper atmosphere of this gas giant. And it's just, and this is one of the things that so many of us have looked forward to the most, that it's going to be just absolutely incredible and totally different from anything that we've seen before.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
awesome.
This and Microtech are the two landing zones that I'm the most. So New Babbage and
so much.
Carson.
Yeah,
New
Microtech.
Babbage, this
Excited
one,
about.
and Terra as well. But I think this
Who
is my
gives a
number one.
Fuck about Terra.
But we're not getting Terra
This
for a long
guy.
time. But we're
Fuck Terra.
We're getting fuck Terra.
Terra's awesome.
Terra is awesome.
I'm looking
Oh,
forward
it'll
to
be
it.
awesome.
I'm looking forward to so many planets, but in the next year we're going to have Microtech in December, and we're going to have Crusader in March. So within the next 12 months, we'll have the entire Stanton system with 4 planets. There's like 12 or 13 moons altogether. Like the amount of real estate in this one solar system is just going to be absolutely incredible.
Mhm.
And then when they're complete here, we're probably going to get our first jump point. So summer of next
I
year.
was really hoping that would be in 3.9, but even if it was just
Well,
a fraction, like a
They
being able to
they
jump.
had to complete the Stanton system first, and
Yeah.
that's what they've been saying the entire time. Is that all of their development tech and their foundation, the tools, is being put into the Stanton system with all the diversity of the biomes and building the cities and building space stations, so they can really have all the tools to really start building out multiple star systems afterwards. So I'm saying here, next summer, we get our first jump point.
Ooh, you heard it here
so,
first.
so say we all. Or at least Jordan.
So wish we all.
Yeah. Everybody wishes, but I think they've got a lot of window dressing to do in the Stanton system. before
they're going
they-
to they're going to do a lot of work, but the thing is, Pyro needs almost nothing. Pyro
Well,
is
true.
is an almost dead system. I think it's got 4 lifeless planets and one kind of pirate outpost. So it's a very easy system for them to build.
They still have to
And-
make those planets, though, even though they're
Well,
lifeless.
Well, a lot of
But
that's supposed to
making
be-
planets is the easiest thing they have. The planetary building tool is one of the easiest things that they have. The thing
There's
that's
a
their
lot that
primary
goes
ball.
into making the planet, though. It's not just
There's a bit,
the
but
one
not
simplicity tool. They have
landing
like 10 different tools they have to do, and there might be landing zones on some of those desolate worlds too.
Oh.
Like we don't know.
Well, one of them has a landing zone.
Yeah.
But the rest of them don't. I mean, there's some space stations which they'll have all that tech in by next year.
Yeah,
So,
the space stations are what's
I
going
think
to
we'll
take
get
the
there.
longest. I think with the stand system is finishing out their rest stops
Oh.
and
Well,
foundries,
that's
refineries.
that's all on the roadmap for the next year.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm guessing some of that gets pushed. That's why I'm
So-
thinking next summer jump point is probably too early. But
So
I'm just a realist.
that's actually another thing in 3.9.
I'm just a realist. That's like saying you're in fantasy land, my friend.
He is.
You're dreaming.
Wow.
Well, Doc is admittedly our resident realist, and I am our perpetual hype machine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we have to cancel each other out.
opposite ends of the spectrum there.
Like yin and yang.
That's another thing on 3.9 is the occupied and unoccupied cargo space stations is also
Yeah.
going to be in 3.9.
Oh, I can't
And,
wait for that. Can't wait for it. So
That's-
I'm all about hauling. So I cannot wait for when we can finally actually have a place to take our hauls, a place to buy from and pick up from and transfer. And it's a missing piece in that puzzle. I'm just absolutely stoked about it.
Just another
more content.
cog. Yep.
Well, and they're going to have unoccupied cargo stations. As soon as I read that, I was thinking about you, Rex, and your ops over at Korea.
Yeah.
Right, you're going to have more bigger space stations to have
Korea, not Korea.
to have
Korea's
ops
a
on
country.
around the Korea. Commodity transfer timers, so people that are into hauling, like you, Stim, and myself, that they're going to have different different timers for how long it takes to actually load and unload cargo. Oh, and then I was super excited by the accounting app. So if you open that up, that was a really interesting thing to see. What was our description was?
Yep.
Displays a variety of information about players' active financial commitments, including recurring rentals, insurance, organization membership fees. Rex, you need to start collecting dues. And
just
and
to pay for guns.
Benefits, etc. Also allows for such commitments to be extended or canceled. So that was pretty interesting.
So has your org, Rex, have you guys figured out what you're going to do? Not to put you on the spot, but have you thought about what your plans are for how to raise money for the org? Are you going to have dues, or do you have a different system in mind?
I mean, the org is kind of right now based around, the current state of the game, and we're kind of just shaping and molding as the game keeps developing. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's just once you get in the org and you kind of understand how we function, it's just everybody takes care of kind of everybody. You know what I mean? Nice. If I need something, I'm obviously taken care of, which is crazy. But everybody else is as well. Like, I mean, we got guys that literally just have that in mind. Like they grind for the org and they get on stream. And if anybody needs anything as far as like the needs that we have right now, right, which are weapons and stuff like that, we got guys that just are there. They got you. They're going to give it to you. They're going to hook you up. So as far as like, as these new systems start getting implemented and what people need, I mean, it's a joint force of like, we don't really have like a lump sum income, right? Just where we're storing everything. Yeah. But it's like, it's everybody in the org kind of, making it work, if that makes sense.
Everybody comes together to create that organizational wealth.
Yeah,
to be able to support it.
It's just it's everybody playing solo. You know what I mean? It's everybody going out together after the stream doing their jump town runs, or whatever that is. We have miners, we have guys that go out and they want to go mine and make income that way. So it's the whole force, because like I wouldn't say we're pirates, but do pirates exist in the ZDF? Yeah, and I think that's an interesting topic too. Like the bigger we get as an org, you know what I mean? I wouldn't say we're an org labeled as pirates whatsoever. But are pirates allowed in our org? Yeah. But like, does that like, we just want to include everybody. You know what I mean? We want every type of player role to be allowed in the ZDF.
Well, and y'all's primary income generator right now is centered around town. Because
it has to jump down is where you make the most profit. Yeah, exactly. Right.
And your whole group can come together with, and you've got the air cover, you've got fighters and bigger ships and torpedo ships or retaliators, eclipses or whatnot to protect your cargo ships, and then you've got people that are running cargo, and then so you've got a whole organizational operation there of moving cargo. So
and that's what's crazy.
Pirating.
Yeah, no, exactly right. And because I wouldn't say that is pirating at all. But what's really funny is we're not focused on making money at all right now, which is awesome. We're not focused on that. But if we were, like, Jump Town is child's play for our org. It really is. If we literally went on stream saying, "Hey, I'm doing Jump Town runs," we would make millions every day. I mean, it wouldn't even be. It's not fun. That's why we don't focus on it, right? Because it's too easy. There is no challenge. It's like, so if oil is implemented in the game and like an oil trade is like the most profitable thing, you would see the ZDF running the oil trade. Like exactly. Yeah. Like whatever's making the most profit, yes, you will see us dominating, no doubt. Whatever it is, but like it just happens to be drug running right now. So that's what it is.
Yeah, I don't see anything piratey about that. I just because if people happen to be in that server and they want to do Jump Town run, like, well, they're already taking their life into their hands anytime they jump down runs. And if they see that ZDF is in the server, just find another fucking server.
Yeah, they might not want to go to jump down on that server.
There's lots of servers out there. Get out and go to another server.
It's kind of like running into the Empire. You know what I mean? Like you're you're a rebel and you're like, oh, well, this is an Empire dominated region right now, so we're just getting out. Yeah,
and that's one of the things that's going to happen in the future verse and like those law bubbles where an org will control an area of space, and that's where everything that happens in that space is dominated by those orgs.
For sure.
planets or moons or stations, and anybody who comes in, and they've got to pay a toll or whatever, and operate under your law in those areas.
And because in the unlawful areas, and that's kind of what we were talking about earlier. Like, what are conflicts going to be about? Because money's going to be a bigger thing as the game develops. Yes. So yes, fighting over resources is a huge thing. And when you see these big orgs are going to step up, and we're going to be like, well, this is our area. Sorry, see ya. Like, you want to come in our area, then you're either, we have some type of an agreement, or, you're an enemy. You know what I mean? So like, if you're an unmarked coming into ZDF territory, and this is where we're making our trade in our home base, see ya, you're blasted on spot. And I don't think that makes us necessarily pirates. It's just, it's obvious that you're coming into our business unwanted. So bye.
Well, and y'all typically warn people off too.
Oh yeah.
So if people do it, like, it's just if you go into a bad part of town,
it's definitely not an evil dictatorship. So we're pretty lawful with everybody. Like, if we accept anybody, you see it happen all the time. We accept randoms into our operations every night. So it's like, we're if anybody wants to join forces with the ZDF, we're always accepting of that. But hey, I mean, if you want to side against us and, have a negative effect on whatever we're doing, sure, you're an enemy. So.
I think Jump Club and CDF will be friends in the end.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. We're going to be stocked.
100%.
We're going to be having parties every weekend, man, every night. That's right. That's like the R&R, man. Everybody's got to have R&R, We're done working for the night. We're ZDF. That's why ZDF After Dark exists, right? Like, and it's cool to see that became a thing. That's actually kind of crazy, right? That was developed by the community. I had nothing to do with that. And that's like so huge right now. And it's just like the social hours. So our community, like, we are a combat focused org, but man, we got that side of the community too that, we've done our stream, we've done our ops for the night. Everybody just goes off and they're hanging out, doing their own thing, whether it's doing a hearse and hustle or, in the future, hey, we're just, doing bar hops and we're in an 890 jump. You know what I mean?
So what is
100%.
What is ZDF After Dark all about?
So ZDF After Dark is kind of that social hour, kind of like what I'm saying. Like it's run by a few members of the org. Pikachu and Snorlax were the founders, I would say, and Space Ted. I don't want to get the names wrong here, but it's kind of evolved just to social hour. It's just that place in our organization and community just to get to know each other more. I definitely think like after stream, they're always playing golf. They're not even playing Star Citizen. So, it's where the org has evolved to more than just Star Citizen. It's really like, if you want to get to know core members of the community, that's the social hour. That's the leisure. Like, that's where it happens. You know what I mean? But hey, you don't have to be a part of that. I mean, if you want to blow shit up, OpComs are always live, man. Jump in there and just start fucking shit up. But like, ZDF After Dark existed because of, people wanting to form more relations outside of just Star Citizen. And I think that's what's so cool about Star Citizen, right? Building those relations and just doing something outside of the norm of what ZDF does. You know what I mean?
Right. So how do you play golf? Is that in Star Citizen?
No. That's like golf with friends.
I thought it was like that with the heads of your enemy.
No, it's like that. Free game on Steam. See, we go to war and then we like to play putt. You know what I mean? Like,
everybody likes to play golf.
Sip our Red Bull gin and tonics and play putt. Yeah, you know what I mean? But that's all going to be in Star Citizen eventually. Like, what is it interesting?
Are you sponsored by Red Bull? Is this a joke I'm missing?
No, I am sponsored by Red Bull. Yeah.
Okay, so
actually sponsored by Red Bull.
Yeah, so there's like one night the other day we did a ZDF After Dark where we went to VR chat, right? VR chat. It's so funny, and especially it's funny to play with the right people. But we went in with like, I'll just do a little brief of what we did. It's so funny. We went in and we all just started gearing up in like, you can choose whatever avatar you want in VR chat, and we started gearing up in like Spartan armor from Halo, right? And so we actually acted as ZDF though. Like, everybody was role playing as like Star Citizen ZDF. So we did a raid on some like bar. It was the funniest thing in the world. Like, we all ran in and we had everybody from our community like, yo, this bar is now under ZDF jurisdiction. I need to see some IDs and verification. And everybody started. But like, after all that night was over and how much fun we had in there, it was just socializing. That's what the game is. You can't actually kill people in that game. But I was like, this is where Star Citizen is going as well. Like Chris Roberts and all this, like, when you're actually, that's why bars exist in Star Citizen. Like all these social things.
That's why we have Bar Citizen.
Pool tables.
Exactly right. There's pool tables in the game. Like all of that is going to be a thing in Star Citizen. Like 100%. You're going to be able to walk into a bar, like, when you're at Area 18 and there's just going to be people in there and you get to know people. And that's going to be the most fun experience ever, aside from, just, going off and doing your ops or doing your normal like MMO gameplay. Like just getting to socialize with other gamers in this sci-fi world is so cool. And that's what I was telling everybody, because everybody had a blast in VR chat. But I'm like, that's where this is actually headed. That's where Star Citizen is actually going.
Yeah, and Chris Roberts has said many times that it's going to be like Second Life, and and it's really a social platform, a way for people to socialize and do various things and come together and hang out and do fun things and just travel around or hang out in a bar. And actually, that brings up an interesting point. Jade Starwatcher in chat. There's a new fairly recent Discord that started up for the ladies of Star Citizen. And so because the female character model is in, and a lot of excitement among the female players, that they've actually started up a Discord, and they're all in there, and it's really become a great growing community. But that's where I found out about that. This Friday on the 12th is an event called Yuri's Night Out, and that's celebrating the first human in space, Yuri Gagarin. I don't remember what year it was, 1965 or 3 or something, but April 12th. Yep, somewhere around there. Was the first human in space. And then also April 12th in the early 80s or something like that was the first multi-crew ship. The first space shuttle was also on April 12th. So they've organized a bar crawl in Star Citizen for April 12th. So if you check out on Spectrum somewhere, there's a maybe I can find that link. I'll post it in the chat for Yuri's Night Out this Saturday. And that's actually what we've been doing on the Saturday night streams with the Yacht Club. Is we'll just take everybody and we'll go from one bar to another and get everybody in and try to find some glasses and just like hang out.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the most fun experiences in the game. Is like, because we started experiencing that for the first time when we started traveling to Hurston, because it's such a long travel. And like yesterday's stream, like when going back to Hurston, like everybody just is chilling, socializing, role playing, having 50 people on a damn Connie Phoenix or a Hammerhead, like. It's awesome. It's such a cool experience because we're all getting to really utilize that ship and just having all those people in a one clustered location. Everybody's just hanging out, having a good time. So I think that aspect of the game is really cool. And I think there's such a niche in the game too. If streamers can really start trying to go for that, because I mean, like, look, the most popular game on Twitch right now is GTA, out of nowhere doing role play. Yeah, right. Yeah. So it's like that right there, like, exists in Star Citizen. It can, and so it's just like if streamers start jumping on that, I mean, I think there's a whole niche for that, especially as server meshing comes in. Like, imagine that. Imagine how is Star Citizen not going to be the #1 game on Twitch if it ever gets to that 100%. State? You know what I mean? Like, how is it not? Like, it's every game. It's a life simulation. It's what GTA is right now, but it's a life simulation in the future at a larger scale. A larger scale.
Yeah, it's our opportunity to live in a Star Wars universe, a Star Trek universe, the Expanse universe that all of us have always dreamed about. It's like, like you've always said, it's like this is the dream, the sci-fi nerd's dream.
Yeah, for sure.
Of the future of space and planets and these amazing new cities like ArcCorp, which is so Blade Runner or Fifth Element like, and spaceships and all these things. It's it's already incredible, and it's getting so much better.
We're getting a couple of subscribers in, guys. So Ajax Frog, as well as
thanks for the subscriptions.
Somebody subscribed earlier. Who was it?
Another gifted TJ Neister gifted one to Jade Starwatcher.
Yeah, Jade Starwatcher. Nice. Yeah, fantastic.
What else was
it's
on?
Just so fun. It's so fun to kind of count it coming in to see what we're going to put to us. We have to come up with something better than show improvement fun.
Don't let it go. Don't let it go to your head there, Stan. Don't let it go to your head.
I'm an analytics guy. Like, I'm probably the least exciting on the show when it comes to that. It's probably why I'm back in the producing end. So for me, it's like I like watching, the follows and the interactions and the chat go by.
You're a streamer.
I love it. I love
Them,
it.
them,
Yeah,
the
man.
streamer
You're
is
actually
going to his
watching the
head.
chat. There's 3 or 4 conversations going while
It's
somebody's
getting bigger.
talking in here. It's actually kind of cool. There's a lot to follow. You can watch this thing 3 times and not get it all.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that and amazes me about how well you follow everything in chat. That despite how much
it's
activity and
amazing.
how much is going on
Yeah.
in
It's a skill.
in the game, and you're killing everybody, and you're also interacting with chat, like every single comment, and you remember everybody, and like
Yeah. And that's
takes
just
a lot of
something like, that we kind of talked about this last time too, but it's like I'll always put streaming over being a gamer, and that's like, just forming those relationships, as all these relationships are lifelong. And if you really like, as a content creator or streamer, like it's not hard to get to know people, and everybody in the chat is their own person. And I think that's what's cool is you get to, oh look, I'm hiding behind this right now. You get to know, You really start to get to know people for who they are or who they choose to be on Twitch, and I think that's what's really cool too. And I don't know, it's just there's so many amazing people out there, and Twitch is such a good way to meet people that, like, especially as a streamer, right? All these people in here are watching right now because they're interested. I mean, like, you wouldn't be watching if you weren't interested, right? So we all in a way have same level of interest in the same stuff. So it's so cool to be able to get to meet so many people that like the same stuff you like. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And that's part of it.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, we're friends, and I know so many people in there from the Jump Club and from the ladies Discord and from your chat. Just I'm constantly interacting, and that's one of the things I do in your chat. It's like whenever I see anybody that I recognize, I always make sure to say hi to them, and you kind of get to know people and the regulars over time, and that's one of the things I've done throughout the community. And it's like there's just so many people, and they're regulars, and you get to know them, and you start hanging out with them and doing stuff, and just it creates these online friendships that. You're in chat,
you would have
you're
never
also
been
diverse.
able to meet any of these people without Star Citizen or Twitch, and that's what's cool. The digital age that we live in, like, think about that, like 30 years ago, none of this was even remotely possible whatsoever. And now with entertainment and technology where it's at, it's only possible.
Not even 10 years ago. And Twitch wasn't.
Oh,
really
yeah,
a thing.
exactly. Not even 10 for Twitch.
Not even
Yeah.
close,
Yeah. I mean,
So it's just like
this whole thing is so new, and it's grown so hugely, and it's become an entire new medium for the
and
gaming
that's where
community.
a lot of passion too, like, for me, like doing this, as my job now. Like, I think that's what's so cool is like realizing that you are on the forefront of an industry that is in baby stages. It still is baby phase. Gaming is still, I would argue all day, gaming is still in baby phase. Like, it's getting there. A game like Star Citizen is revolutionizing
It's just
that
getting started.
and building what we possibly have. But like, for the first time realizing, like, right now, as much as I hate Fortnite, it does so much good for the gaming industry as a whole. It's brought a lot of awareness, because like I remember growing up, if I mentioned like a game I was super into, especially like RPGs in general, like if I ever told anybody, like parents, right, about Diablo, they have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. No idea. But it's like now it's like there's like Fortnite. Everybody knows about it. Everybody.
Yeah, there are kids in my kids' school that are like 5. They wrote her a letter saying they want to play Fortnite with her, and I'm like,
yeah, it's crazy, absolutely crazy. But so
the garbage
like,
will not be in my house.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's so cool that you see so many kids.
As he
Like
plays
I
it
remember,
himself.
I remember as a kid, like I'd watch some gamers on YouTube. Like I would see like I don't know. I would see it wasn't like one specific content creator, but you would see some Halo gaming videos and stuff like that. I would go watch some content from Halo on YouTube. But like gaming content creation wasn't really a thing to get paid for and make a living for. That's really just something that has came across and came out in the last 7 years that, was it with Justin TV was before Twitch, like that started coming around. Cause I remember as a kid, like you'd always see ads on like stupid ads on like right when Facebook came out, you'd see like, become a beta tester, get paid to play video games. Like that was like our only idea of actually making money besides making the game itself, making money in the gaming industry. But playing a game, right? Like this whole aspect is so crazy. It is so crazy that we're able to form these communities, and and I'm actually able to make a living doing it. It's so awesome. It is awesome.
It's a whole new entertainment media. And you're an entertainer, just like people on TV or newscasters or anything like that. And you're legitimately, you have a daily program that's on every day, every week, the same time.
Yeah.
Just like somebody's watching any program on TV. It's like, I've got to tune in for Rex tonight. And
that's what's crazy is there's so many people that are always in chat before I start the stream, and I get called out if I'm ever 5 minutes. And that's what's so funny too. but that's awesome. Like as a kid, like thinking about that, like I'm ever imagining being able to like say like, hey, I'm gonna play video games someday, and that there's people out there that want to watch and hang out. Like I think that's just crazy, and it's so awesome. Every day, it's unreal to me. Like right now, I know a lot of you guys that watch me normally are watching right now too, but it is unreal. It is unreal. Like every day, I'm so thankful for all the support that everybody gives me, because you guys are the reason I have a paycheck. You know what I mean? But like, and that's so true though. But it's just like, I'm so grateful for that every day, and to be able to say I play Star Citizen, like that's even crazier, right? To tell people like I play Star Citizen. Like, what game do you play? I play Star Citizen. Like that's awesome. Like, that's so cool. Like, because that's like it's a niche in its own too, and we're. Well,
and you've become so successful and so popular in this game that so many people still don't even know what it is.
Yeah,
people come into your chat. It's like, what is this game? And for us that are involved in it, and it's mind blowing that there's people out there that don't know what it is. But it's still such a tiny thing that most people don't know what it is, or they think it's something in development that's always been in development, and until it's got a full release. It doesn't have that widespread an audience.
Yeah, and that's part of it's the same passion that I feel for Twitch. For like, Twitch is a job and a platform, and then you also have that same passion for Star Citizen too, coming and creating content, because you're like, man, I'm doing something that, and we're all as a community, the ZDF, we're all, and you guys too, like everybody, but like I'm just speaking from my own personal experiences, like we're doing something that no one else has ever done before, and that's what's so awesome. Being able to go on stream every night and know that we are shaping a game that's being developed, and bringing light to that now. And that's so awesome to be able to even say that, like to be on the forefront of something that like we all believe in is going to be great, and that's what's awesome.
That was cool. Like on Saturday night when we did our last stream, I had the LAN party at the gaming center, and there was probably 60, 70 people. I mean, I left stream for a short bit and just kept getting, what is this? What is that?
Short bit.
How do you do? And that's why it was gone so long. It was
40 minutes.
Questions. Yeah, I know. It was just crazy, but it was really cool because
Stem was stranded in space.
I couldn't get anywhere. I couldn't quantum. I'm typing on Madden chat. Shadow, where are you?
Well, you should have streamed louder. I'm sure somebody would have been. No, but it was really neat because that was kind of something we talked about with doing the shows. Is what I wanted to do is reach out to people that didn't even know about it yet and be able to talk to them about it, and then direct them towards it, and then kind of, and it has been huge just seeing that response. So yeah, very cool.
And I mean, being in it now and playing Star Citizen now, it's like, I mean, we're all on the forefront of the the change in the industry, because I believe this game completely can change the gaming industry 100%.
Yeah. Another sub. Thank you. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, it's good, man. But yeah, it's just that's a
nice one, Packin. And Packin's from the UEMCs.
Yeah, there he is.
Shout out to the UEMC org.
We have to move that.
Great org.
No, it's good.
Packin, good man.
So duck underneath that.
But it's like why I play Star Citizen 2 is just, I'm just so, like, I got so bored. I said the other day, like Lyndon FPS, a big FPS streamer and pro player, was like, tweeted the same thing out. Like, he just tweeted how depressed he is getting on every day streaming like the same shit. The same washed up shit. Like, and I get that.
Making a brand new game every
and there's so many people streaming the same thing.
And that's why you see like Apex rise out of nowhere too. It's just like, because people now, like, they play games. Once you get into a game, like we all know too, like we like Star Citizen, right? You can play it for endless amount of hours. But so Star Citizen is a game that you can play for endless amount of hours, and there's always something new in a way. There's always a different way to play it. There's always a different objective, right?
Yeah.
And then when you see games like
that's all you, man. Though your creativity is what's giving people different scenarios, and Star Citizen is giving you that playground,
that vehicle to do it.
Yeah.
All these places, all these ships, space stations, the Starfarer, the Reclaimer, Moons, Hurston, ArcCorp. I mean, it's giving you this huge playground. And you're the one that's really creating the scenarios and the creativity. But you can't do that in those other games.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
So limited.
They're so even like multiplayer games. They get the objective gets so old over time. Battle Royale is like, or just your traditional Call of Duty, or even Battlefield. It's like, because look at Battlefield, like, because people are like, well, Rex, so you've never played PlanetSide? Have you ever heard of PlanetSide? You like doing these battles? Why don't you go play PlanetSide? Well, it's like, okay, well, because I'm not just playing for the battles, you know what I mean? And it's like, I'm not just playing the game for the objective of a battle. Like, even
Good
though
luck getting a 50v50 battle in PlanetSide going anyway.
Right. I mean, it's just like, it's just, and plus, like, there's so many other factors that go into it too, like why I don't play a game like PlanetSide, but that's so one-sided. The objective is so one-sided. When you have an MMORPG, oh, here comes a big sub-gifted storm coming in.
Yep.
Oh, thanks, Firewalker. Appreciate that.
Yeah, Firewalker gifted 5 to Daruku, STEM Citizen, One-Eyed, Mr. Monkey, Mark 19 Monkey, I guess.
Thanks.
And Romanarium.
Wow. Cheers.
Beatar.
Salut.
Nicely done. Wow. It's going to come for a while, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, cheers.
I just cheers with an empty bottle.
Promise to
I'm the
drink,
worst
yeah.
kind of person.
Yeah,
That's against the
same.
rules.
I'm not a Red Bull.
I only brought 10 beers.
As long
Go
as
to
you
the
have Dos Equis.
store.
As long as you got plenty of Dos Equis.
Oh, look at that.
He's not. Rex is not going to run out of Red Bull today.
That'll do.
See, I'm telling you, we just need McAllen to sponsor us.
I tell you, I'm all
Right?
for it. I can handle that, McAllen.
Yeah.
If you're listening,
Yeah, we'll take sponsorship.
I'll sponsor.
I'll be sponsored by you.
Mhm.
And like you were saying earlier, like, it's only going to keep getting bigger. I mean, they're going to be adding more planets and more moons and more star systems and more ships and more locations, and it's just getting bigger and bigger all the time.
Yeah.
And it's just a
it's already
sandbox
bigger
that's
than anything
growing.
else.
And
Yeah.
as it grows, there's more content for us to do. As more gameplay loops are evolved, there's more stuff to be able to be done. So, Rex, man, I implore you. You've done an amazing job. And
No, thank you,
to
guys.
get things going, to get the community going. I think that it was time for someone to step into that case, and I'm looking at you and the combination of what you bring to Twitch and to the Star Citizen community, and you're the right person to lead that charge. So it's really happy
I
to be
appreciate it,
along
guys.
for the ride.
And I mean, and I say it every night too. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for everybody that was on the Kickstarter or everybody that's backed the previous years, right? Like, the game wouldn't be at the point it is right now for us to do these type of operations and start creating endless content like this if it wasn't for everybody that believed in Star Citizen in the first place. Because I never heard of it until 2016. So everybody watching right now, I mean, everybody that supports, I mean, 100%, every single one of you guys out there that has backed Star Citizen is the reason that we're even able to have this stream right now, right? Is the reason that we're able to even create content right now. So
Got it. It's the community, but the community needs a shepherd, it needs a wrangler.
Well, that goes back to what we were just talking about.
Well, kind of a visionary to show people that there's other things to do other than just running missions, with which there's fairly limited missions,
Right.
or running cargo.
Put the haters to rest. I mean, it's a real game. We're having fun. We're doing
Haters
freaking
to
epic shit.
rest.
And
Yeah.
people.
Next, you're gonna
People come
quote Taylor Swift.
Well, people come into your chat, and like tonight there was a guy, and it's like, well, it's not complete yet. I mean, where's the content? Where's the game loops and all that sort of thing? And I think
So much to do.
the gaming industry and the other games that are out there have conditioned people to not be creative, and
no, exactly. That's
they have to be let
entertainment
around
in
by the
general.
nose.
That's such a society talk though too, like on a real level. I think, it's you could say the same thing about movies nowadays too being made. Honestly, like, like that's why I love movies like Tarantino movies and stuff like that. Real like blown out stories. You know what I mean?
Very
Like
different movies.
They're long, but a lot of people don't like to go to the movies and sit there and watch a 2-hour long movie anymore. That's why the gaming industry is thriving now, right? So it's like because people want that immediate action and their attention span is just like going away. But like what you're saying, having these one-sided objective like FPS games where you're being fed the content. Like everybody is lacking that creativity, like, that we used to have when we'd have to go and play war out in the front yard with our toys or whatever, right? Well, being able to tap into that and, see that, hey, we do have the greatest sci-fi sandbox ever made right now. 100% we do. And it's the world exists.
Yeah. And I always love how you kind of equated to that. It's like when we were kids and we'd just be out in the woods playing guns or making up games or whatever, where we didn't have all of this stuff.
Exactly.
You had to play.
We weren't all kids.
Be creative,
Jordan.
I know. I was a kid before you guys. Before there was a YouTube.
I was a kid before you guys.
Before there was an internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I 100% agree with what you're saying though. It's just like, just being able to tap into that, and being able to show everybody and realize that, hey, see, like think about it. 50 people is a lot of people. It really is. Like it is getting 50 people in a server together. Like we do a lot of the time. It's like, if you put Connie Phoenix, it's a lot of people. The Connie Phoenix is the size of an FPS map in a way. It's a nice hangout spot. So when you do get all those people together, it's one of the coolest experiences. And the people are like, when people come in and they want to say, where's the content? That's so over my head now. Like, I don't care. I get tired of answering that same question, but it's just like, yeah, no, exactly. Right. And it's just like, you don't understand what a simulation game is. You've never played Arma, or you go play look at how popular VR chat is. Like, what I mean? It's like, go watch GTA Roleplay, the most popular thing on Twitch right now. Honestly, they're not really playing any missions. They're just hanging out. That's all. That's what they're doing. They're playing with the same tools.
Okay, I think it's time to move on to questions.
Yes.
So,
nice.
We cattail behind you, Shadow.
So the very first question, it's a really serious one. Can Rex give us confirmation that ZDF branded jockstraps merch will happen?
I don't know who's in charge of that on our merge team, but I have no update on the ZDF jock straps for sure. No update on that. No comment.
Extra itching powder.
All right, next question. I bought a Corsair in pre-sale. That ship is a nameable ship. If I CCU that to something like the Carrack, will I still be able to name that ship? It comes in from Zephyr 1.
No.
You'll still be able to name it. If that'll be a unique.
It just won't be a unique name.
Yeah, I don't think the name transfers with the hull like insurance does.
It doesn't.
Okay. Next question. Explain the difference of the difference between and function of both ESP and the PIP. That's a Dr. Murray question, I think.
That's a question that Saren asked, isn't it?
No,
Saren asked that.
Yeah. Saren should be the guy explaining this. Why the hell are you asking the question? You know the difference.
Well, so
I tell you what,
there's a bunch of differences. The PIP itself is a suggestion of where you should aim. You have to lead the PIP because it's broken. It's supposed to be you put the PIP on the ship where you want to shoot it and it hits it, but it's never been like that. I've been playing since
this actually brings up a good point.
0.86
trying to do is actually a combat specific show. It's going to be a ways down. We're going to have people like Saren, Rex. You're more than welcome to join because you got a lot of combat experience. But I want to kind of touch on that because we're at a yacht club and we like to drink. But when we get drink, we like to shoot stuff. So we'll address that one a little bit later.
And ESP slows your movement with your joystick, so you're better aligned with the PIP to shoot the ship. But you still have to lead your PIP. Yeah, that's what ESP does. It slows down your input movements to make them smoother, so you have a better chance of hitting.
It sounds a little more than that.
It's a little auto-aimy, but no.
Yeah, auto-y. Yeah, okay.
It all needs a lot of work.
Yeah. Next question.
Next question.
Yeah.
What will each of your everyday ships, so your daily runner ships, be if you had to choose one now?
What?
You cut out
What's your
on that
daily
one.
driver?
Yeah.
What ship would be your daily
Vanguard.
driver if you had to
890.
choose right now?
Vanguard.
Oh, right now.
Warden, to be specific.
Yeah, Warden. If I know I'm going somewhere that I'm not going to be liked. What about you, Rex? What if you
If I'm just solo play, right?
Yeah.
If
Solo
Rexzilla's
play.
solo playing, I'm thinking about this one. I'm gonna say 600i. I think like if I'm truly just playing solo,
Really?
I like
Yeah,
the 600.
it
If I'm
is.
chilling,
It does
yeah, I'm
defend
chilling
itself.
luxury, baby. I don't care about combat right now. If I'm playing solo, I'm gonna be
Well,
chilling.
you don't have to
getting
worry
some-
about it.
Yeah. I'll have,
shot
if
at
I'm
that
playing
thing
by
you hit all
myself,
day.
I'm still gonna have it. True thing. Like the other day, I tried to play solo. I get on there, and everybody from the ZDF was on the server I got on. And they found out.
Alternative identity.
Yeah, but it's just like, yeah, I'll have
You need an alt
security. I'll be
account.
chilling on my 600i. But yeah, and then 890 is gonna be my solo ship whenever it.
Yeah, when the 890 comes out, it's probably
That's
going to be all of our answer.
No one else
Yeah,
is
it's pretty
allowed
much gonna
on
be
in
all
my
of it.
solo time. Just me. Down the
I like the
halls of
next
my
question.
890.
You need your quiet time.
Time
Yeah,
out
that's
time.
right.
Quite reflecting on being master
What
of the
about-
universe.
What about you, Jordan?
Right now, it's either the 600 or the 300. If I'm going long distances, it's the 600. If I'm just flying, like I spent a lot of time in the PTU just flying over the city in area.
Riding
18.
monorails.
Yeah, I actually spent a lot of time just the shuttle was my daily driver for a few days. I really enjoyed that, but yeah, I'm loving the 300. 300 is great, and then the 600 for longer distances.
So are we
Stim?
talking about just getting around? Are we talking about missions that we might
Yeah.
run daily?
Just
Well,
if you're going in by yourself, you're going to do whatever the fuck you want to do. What ship are you getting in?
I'm probably gonna haul like in a hull B or something like that. Just kind of go back and forth.
No, from the current ships.
Oh, okay. Right now,
When you jump in.
yeah. So I think a 300, to be honest. So a 300
Yeah.
I at the moment, just because.
Two 300s, two Vanguards.
Especially if
I can
that's
turn
what
it
I'm saying, like,
sideways and
money's
just
not
look
a
at the
thing,
planets.
right?
And yeah.
And a 600.
For me too, like money's not a thing, so it's like for my solo play, it's not right now. So like, yeah, I'm gonna be chilling luxury and enjoying the verse. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go to a bar, park it, and then go to another bar. My 600, like that's like we're enjoying the game for what the universe, right? It's that
Chilling out.
simulation. Yeah, in my current role, it's like technically in the game, my avatar's role is I run the ZDF too, so it's like money isn't a thing for my character. So
Yep.
like I'm not gonna be doing any cargo running.
100%. No working in the verse.
No working.
You know what? I'm going to be
Next
running
question.
Hull E's because that's going to be tons of fun. There's so much gameplay
Tons of
around that.
You're going to have a lot of time for strippers and drinks.
Well,
yeah.
it's got all
strippers
kinds
and
of
blow.
hats. It's got everything. Oh, thank you for the bits.
Hey,
Packing
bits.
600 bits.
Woo.
Thanks,
Thanks,
man.
Packing.
Appreciate it.
Hype.
All right, next question.
Next question, and I think this one is so. The last question was by Fat Lou, so thanks, Fat Lou, for that. This question is from Fear. What's it like being a left-handed player?
Oh, good question.
Do we
Wait,
have
to
a
me?
left-handed
Different
player?
than being a right-handed.
Wait.
We don't
Do we have a
Is that
left-handed
question
player?
learn
That's
that
that's
earlier.
that's a meme. That's directed to me. Everybody on stream always they keep telling everybody I'm a left-handed player. I'm not a left-handed player. That's a meme question. They're dumb.
Okay.
Whoever asked that's dumb.
Troll question.
That
That's
was
troll.
Fear.
Yeah.
He trolled you. Okay. As the game
That was
expands,
Fear,
it becomes,
Lamau.
we
Well
have one.
played, well
we have one
played.
coming in from Vice. As the game expands and becomes more complex, do you see the ZDF changing over time?
Oh, for sure, right? It's kind of what we were saying earlier. Is like we're gonna adapt to what the game adapts to too. So it's like, yeah, wherever the game goes, we're gonna be right there with it, So yeah, ZDF's gonna be changing over time too.
Okay. Best guess for when 3.5 hits the PU.
Tomorrow.
This week.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Friday.
It may
Oh, this
be,
guy.
right? It may
Oh,
be.
this
I was
guy.
joking, but
They like to drop their major announcement. I mean, they've established a precedent here for pretty much like almost 2 years now. Friday's
Yeah,
kind of
Friday.
the day. Yeah.
Next
Soon.
question.
Okay. Is it true that the Valkyrie is going to be the ship that is it true that Valkyrie is going to be the ship of the month for May, and any insight on that?
For May.
Yes. That's what the subscriber email said today. It said,
Really?
gather your friends, and showed a picture of the Valkyrie. So Mike,
Hell yeah.
Everybody gets a
There
Valkyrie.
we go.
Yeah.
That's your favorite ship, Rex.
That's right.
subscriber
Yeah,
ship of
that's
the
really
month.
like, yeah, my favorite ship versus the one I choose to fly in. Valk is my favorite ship in the game, no doubt. Because I mean, that's like, you know, like
love that
why
ship.
I bought back into Star Citizen was because of the Valk. I saw the Valk commercial and I was like,
Oh,
fuck!
yeah.
I didn't even know the ship was in the game. Like I thought
That
it
was
was
a
like a
big drop.
trailer. Like I saw a trailer and I was like, wait, this is coming? Or like then people are like, no, you can buy this right now. I was like, I'm in
was
Star
shocking.
Citizen.
It was shocking
Yeah.
because all of us were at CitizenCon, and then we saw that's like, and we saw that the commercial for it. It's like, and then they said it's for sale right now. It's like, holy fuck, they've got this thing for sale right now. Like,
Yeah.
anyone.
That's crazy. Yeah, everybody told
Jordan
me.
and I
It
were
kinda hit them all by
volunteers. We
surprise.
freaked out because we were trying to get it. So that's a great
bought one on my
question.
phone.
Great follow up. Rex, are you going to CitizenCon this year?
I will be.
Whenever
Yeah.
it's announced.
No matter where it's at.
Oh,
No matter where it's at, I will.
awesome. Well, it'll be a
Nice.
pleasure to meet you in person.
Yeah, for sure,
Exactly.
guys.
Yeah.
We're all going to CitizenCon.
I'll bring extra scotch.
All of us.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see
For
you there.
everybody
If
that wants
anyone
to
in
go to
chat's
CitizenCon.
going to
Turns,
CitizenCon,
turns out
we'll see you
Scotland's a
there.
lot closer.
I'll be at, like I'm assuming everybody's saying Manchester, right? So yeah, for anybody NA though, I'll still be at TwitchCon NA too as well. So I'll be.
and,
Nice.
and there's some huge
Nice.
bar citizens at TwitchCon. So
That's what I heard
When's
too. Yeah,
TwitchCon?
you were
When's
saying that.
TwitchCon?
Yeah, when's that?
September 27th through the 29th. I think.
Hype,
Where?
TwitchCon. Yep.
San Diego,
Very nice.
San Diego
Ah,
Convention
nice.
Center.
yeah,
Oh, it's out in San Diego. Nice.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a great
So
great.
I'm assuming
I'd swing
Bar
Yeah.
citizens will be there too. Yeah. So
Yeah,
A
they
lot of
usually have
family there.
they usually have two bar citizens. I think it's what like is it Thursday, Friday, Saturday? So they have them on or Friday and Saturday. I don't know. There's usually two,
yeah.
and then some people that stay over go and kind of get together on the
Yeah,
third
that'll
day.
be cool.
Stimmy,
Yeah,
we gotta go.
All,
We're really
all the
close.
other big Star Citizen streamers go out there and they're
Definitely going to go.
All right, I will
like
see
that
you
idea.
there then.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I like it too.
Sounds like a plan.
Next question.
Okay, the last two
question.
questions came from Vlad the Impaler and Floating Cucumber. Thank you so much for those questions.
Floating cucumber.
That's a
gonna be
great name. Eh? Vlad the
in my
Impaler
water.
is a great name as well. My
it is.
other half is Romanian, so like I get the whole Vlad the Impaler reference.
Get out. That's where
So-
my family comes from.
Hey, there
Some
you
of it.
go. Hide your wallets. So, Citizen
Go on.
Lou, I hope I'm not throwing you under the bus for this question, but can the Eclipse missiles actually hurt a hammerhead right now? I thought they were not balanced at this point.
Yes.
I've seen
can.
clips
Rex,
of
can
it.
you
Yeah, right.
clarify on that one?
I
had the
haven't. I
opportunity
mean,
to
I
see
haven't
one yet.
directly. I haven't directly like just like tested that, but like I mean, I've seen other streamers like post clips of blowing up hammerheads with Eclipse missiles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They definitely
Red,
they
Red Hunter
definitely-
says they can.
affect it.
How
Yeah.
effective are they? Are they?
Effect.
I
reasonably
I don't know if it's one
I know
shot
two
or
eclipses.
what.
Two eclipses will definitely kill one hammerhead.
Like
Sweet, that's good
two
to know.
salvos, like two shots.
Yeah, no, two eclipses. So six
No,
torpedoes.
four?
Oh, okay.
There's 4 torps each.
Three each.
Total of 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Six.
one retaliator or two eclipses.
Ooh, yeah, I love the retaliate. My second favorite show.
Next
So,
question.
Next question. Jalks, Jalks asks, will the Reliant Tana ever get a buff, or maybe a larger
You're cutting
version
out.
that is a heavier? Okay. Will the Reliant
Try it
Tana
again.
ever get a buff? Reliant Tana, will it get a buff, or maybe a larger version that is a heavier fighter?
Didn't they already kind of buff the weapons? I mean,
Yeah, it's got two size
It's-
3s and two size 1s,
It's not.
and missiles in the wings.
are they 1s or 2s?
They might be 2s on the Tana.
I think there's they're 2 3s and 2 2s plus the missiles.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
it's
it's
decently
not
armed.
It's not a Vanguard. I
No,
mean, for what it is and what it is in the. It's
yeah,
not bad.
Stelic
It's
just
very
said that
agile.
for the low price of 210,000 UEC, you can blow up a hammerhead.
yeah.
Low price.
It's pretty cheap.
Today only.
So no, I don't think there will be a
Torpedo.
big Tana. I don't see them doing that at all.
No,
Next-
and
next-
they just reworked it. It's done.
Yeah.
Next question.
It'll
is
get
for,
reworked in the next year or two.
everything
everything
Roboroto asks from YouTube, Dr. Murray, how much does it cost to get a beard trimmed in Gryffindor?
What?
You're cutting out again. I don't know why.
Cutting out a lot.
I'll read it again. How much, Dr. Murray, does it cost to get a beard trimmed in Gryffindor?
I don't. What's Gryffindor?
Really?
I
It's
don't
the
watch
Harry
movies,
Potter
I don't even
world.
know that.
No,
Harry Potter world. Yeah.
no. I was when
Like,
Harry
how do you
Potter
not know
came
what
out.
Gryffindor is?
Yeah, sorry, when Harry Potter came out, I was more interested in girls than books at that point in my life, so I kind of missed it.
And now you're more interested in
Wait, that
books
was
than
like
girls?
Dude, I don't know about you, but Hermione was hot.
Agreed.
Still is.
Weren't she like 7 or 8 in the first movie? Like
She was 18.
not in the first movie. She wasn't. You freaks.
Somewhere along the line.
Like the last movie, she was finally 18, and you guys are all like, "Man, that bitch is hot."
Changing the subject so we don't all go to jail. For Rexzilla, the devil himself asks, the daily ops done in ZDF are awesome. I view it like training.
It's not a question.
Well, and getting to the
Well,
question.
Question coming.
Patience, Danielson.
Dr. Son.
How do you see the day-to-day of the org and your stream changing with the implementation of Death of a Spaceman?
I should read this one.
What I think you cut out a little bit, but yeah.
So how is Death of a Spaceman, like how people are going to actually survive and die in the game? How's that going to change your org's trajectory or path? In the game?
I've thought about it, and I haven't seen. Everybody always keeps talking about Noobifier's video. I haven't seen it. I have not seen Noobifier's video on it, so I don't know
Good
that
dodge. You
counter.
don't need to watch it.
I haven't seen the counter argument there, and okay, go for it.
I can sum up both sides of that for you real quick, and then kind of get your input. So Death of a Spaceman is that.
Sorry.
Death of a Spaceman is that you get so many deaths and then you die. But also, you perma-die. But also when you die, it's like you get picked up by a hospital ship. That there's a long time loop between you get killed and then you get resurrected on a hospital ship somewhere, or you get taken on an Apollo over to a hospital ship and you get resurrected, and then you have to get on another ship and you have to get back to the action. The controversy at the time was that they were assuming that there'd be a long distance time loop. It's like, okay, there's some action on some remote planet, and then you spawn on some hospital on some planet that's hours away. And I was really completely perplexed by the assumptions that they were making. And not just Noobifier, but a lot of people that were jumping onto this whole bandwagon, because like when you have a fleet op in the future, you're going to have your own ships that have medical bays, like your Idrises have medical bays where you can spawn on. A Carrack has a medical bay you can spawn on.
Yeah.
You'll have Apollo medical ships. You'll have extra ships to be able to ferry people back and forth. So you may have a fleet op and somebody may die, and it's okay. So then they get taken back and then they come back. So it's not nearly as long a turnaround from getting somebody dead to resurrect. Not too dissimilar from what you're dealing with now, really.
Yeah, I need to look it up and think about it a little bit more. But I mean, honestly, it's not a concern to me right now. Like, but say that is the case. Say like the whole Death of the Spaceman thing is in from my understanding of it, and you got to look at it from our perspective as a larger org as well. Because see, then right, like that's what Zamfir jokingly said in the chat. He said ZDF will have hospital ships on site. like. What right? The counter question is, okay, then what would be the point of having, your medical ships, right? If you're just dying and you're done, right?
Yeah, but you're not going to just magically respawn like you do now. You're going to have to your body's going to have to be picked up and ferried from where you died to a hospital.
There's going to be some time involved.
Yeah. But
it's
I mean,
not going to
my
be
thing
instantaneous.
is
Now, if you perma-die, when you perma-die, I bet you respawn right away.
yeah,
But
okay, and that's what I was thinking too.
create your
There's
new
a penalty.
character.
So
Yeah.
Set of penalties.
So understanding that right there for everybody listening too, like, regardless of you perma-die, you instantly respawn. If you're worried about perma-dying and instantly respawning. Like, I don't think that's an issue. Having a big org, I don't think that's an issue. We're going to take that into account to have UEC and, money transactions ready for players, right? That's kind of like how big orgs need to handle that, especially if we're combat, oriented, right? Is like, hey, all right, we're ready to resupply the guys that just died. Let's go find them, get back here. We're resupplying you. Get to the arms room. Let's go. Like, so, but the time involved from the, you're wounded. I think that's a cool just aspect to have in battles, right? Like, it's like, get the wounded out. Like, we're focusing on that while we're still in the fight. Like, that's cool. Like, that's immersive, like being in a battle, right? So, I mean, I'm not worried about the whole thing. I think we'll be able to adapt, like what we're talking about, right? We're adapting to the game as it keeps changing.
Yeah, things will change.
And I think that just makes it immersive. Like, say you
you
permadie,
have
well,
to.
if you want to be in our ops, boom. All right, we'll throw you back in. We got guys that are ready for that.
I think when you permadie, you're going to respawn at your home base, wherever that may be.
Banana bread.
Banana bread.
There's a good
Okay,
chance,
cool, right?
There's a good chance that when half of your people permadie, your battle's going to be done for at least a couple hours because they're all spawning in some other system.
For sure. Yeah.
So,
and because
some of the system
they're
will
saying
bring
like
out,
we have so many deaths anyways, right? That's what they're already saying. So like
else too.
if you're in the ZDF, you're in our org with the mindset that you're gonna live, die, and repeat. That's kind of our motto.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
so
I love that.
Yeah. So and then bringing that in there, right? So your home base, could that be, say we have a capital ship, right? Could you
no,
respawn
it's
on
gonna
that?
have to be your hangar.
Okay, so wherever your hangar's at. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we just tell
hangar
everybody
is.
just to get back to where our operation is for that night. Then if we plan, because big battles, kind of like what we talked about last stream, those are always going to usually have some big battles. When I'm saying big battles, at coordination level, there is coordination
Beyond
involved.
50.
Yeah, beyond 50, there is coordination involved. So yeah, like I mean, people are they're gonna know where we're going that night on stream. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of pre-planned. It always will be in that sense. So it's like for our content. So yeah, I'm not worried about it. It's like, all right, they know where we're going. We have it set up. We'll make it easy for those adaptations. Like make sure your home base is over here. It's kind of that same like, hey, we all spawn at Olisar, right?
Right.
Like everybody knows that. They're coming into the stream to play, in our ops. Hey, right now we're all spawning at Olisar. So in the same thing, it's like if you can choose your home base, which I'm assuming you'll be able to, right?
Yep.
Then it's like, okay, well then if you're a hardcore wanting to be in ZDF battles, then just know that your home base needs to be here at X place. So if you permadie, boom, you're able to get to the battle and where we're doing our shit as fast as possible for those things.
Next question. Speaking of permadieing, what does Rex condition his hair with, and what does Dr. Murray condition his beard with? This comes from Pork Woofles.
Suave.
Who's asking that question?
Pork
Well, that's a
Woofles.
good question. If you permadie, does your hair go with you?
Yeah, does the hair go with you? Do I have to regrow it? Because then I definitely don't want to be playing in my ops every. If I have to risk losing my hair, I'm not going into battle permanently. It took 4 years to grow, but honestly, like that's the beauty of having a fiance, and having long hair is like I don't know what my conditioner and shampoo are. She buys it, I just use whatever she uses. True.
That's grounds for divorce in some relationships.
I use Paul Mitchell.
That's a mutual relationship right there. We're equal.
Right.
Only if she's using the same beard conditioner.
Yeah.
I use the same shampoo and conditioner that Stem uses.
Fair enough.
So nothing.
Just nothing. Exactly nothing.
Okay, next question.
No, but really, I use Paul Mitchell.
Next question.
Packin Firewalker brings to us, how do you think the bags from prospectors will get put into the Hull series ships, and how realistic will they make it? That's a really good question. How will they?
I think it's going to be manual. I think you're manually going to have to remove them. And
I don't think you're going to be able to lift them,
right?
I think it's going to be tractor beam. Yeah, and I think that's where you get the towing ship coming into the game.
Some sort of automated system there.
Yeah.
I think the goal is that they just pop off and you pick them up with a tractor beam.
So one of the order operation goals that I was looking at before is, having a Kraken based around a whole asteroid belt, and you'd have on that nice one on that Kraken, you'd have a whole bunch of prospectors, and they'd go off and mine and then bring the ore back to the Kraken. The Kraken would act as a hub, and then you'd have haulers come back and forth between the Kraken and whatever base you're sending it to, a refinery.
It's all a matter of, there has to be some sort of system that makes it feel automated, right? Because I mean, you're gonna have, just like, you know, like Rex Group. Yeah, he's got a couple hundred people, and if they're mining,
Not that automated. No, they don't want it to be that automated.
Yeah, it's not going to be that automated.
Well, but that's still player driven, right? So,
like,
but
well,
now hold on a second.
you're still gonna have to do the work.
You now
to
throw
pick it up
in
and get it over here.
the towing vehicle. What's its name again? Why am I blanking on
the
that?
Argo?
The Argo. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So you now bring the Argo in.
Argo is the manufacturer.
Yeah.
Right.
It's the SRV.
Okay, the SRV.
The Argo.
Okay.
Argo is the manufacturer.
Stop derailing. So then the SRV would then instead, the SRV would go from the Kraken to the prospectors and grab and tow those back. So when it comes to loading and unloading, that tractor system is probably the most integral mechanic that they're going to have to be able to move things. But yes, you should be able to do things manually. You might have
how big is that bag versus a Haul A?
It's not.
And then go all the way up.
No,
I think you'd be better.
It's supposed to be
Caterpillar
compatible
instead of a Kraken.
Because
the Caterpillar has its own set up.
Actually, for a prospector, the best cargo ship for that is a Freelancer Max, because I think it's 132 or thereabouts SCU for the prospector.
But picture this: you've got a bunch of prospectors out there, and you're ferrying Argo SRVs to bring all the ore back to the Kraken, and then from there you have hulls of whatever the appropriate size, moving things back and forth.
He's not having them leave the mining. He's talking about leaving the prospectors on their mining sites, dropping their bags.
Yeah, so the prospectors can focus.
Bags.
That's right. The prospectors can focus on what they do best, which is mining, and then drop their bags. And then the Argo, when it goes out to do stuff, it can drop bags for the prospectors to come and pick up as they continue mining.
Yeah, bring the full ones back.
Okay, next question.
Next question. Okay, so Space Cowboy, that's a great song. Says, does anyone know if Operation Pitchfork is still going to be in the game? Is that actually going to happen? Would love.
We're not
to do
affiliated with OPF.
Site of system. Yeah, that's a really good question.
We're not affiliated with OPF. Last I heard, there was a lot of drama going on in Operation Pitchfork.
I'd like that to happen, though. I still really want that to happen. But
that's a good
here's
question,
my biggest problem.
Wait.
This is the biggest problem with Operation Pitchfork.
Does Rex know what? Rex, do you know what Operation Pitchfork is?
That was the first thing I was going to ask. Right? The second thing is that. Did you guys do anything with that?
All right, hang on, everybody. Hang on. Operation Pitchfork. Are you familiar with it?
Yeah, test squadrons thing, right?
Well, no, it's
not theirs,
this is actually not org affiliated.
Oh, I was told it was run by them. Never mind, but I understand what it is. The whole van.
Yes. So and because also for people in chat, because remember, not everybody in chat knows what everybody's talking about.
Yeah, explain.
So Operation Pitchfork is this concept of, at the end of beta, before we go live, whatever that really is, because that's all really up in the air right now, everybody will get together and mass on the edge of Vanduul space and attack the Vanduul, right? Essentially?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, that way there's no consequences if you lose all your ships or whatnot. I don't think that's going to happen, because...
Well, I don't think that's going to happen either, for obvious reasons.
We're not developing in the way that we thought that we were going to develop.
Right. Exactly. The order of development is different, and those systems probably won't be online when we go from beta, because that's the far reaches of space, the far out zones.
So if we have persistence before we have Vanduul in the game, then we can't have OP8.
Exactly.
So
that's what's changed. Chris wants persistence as soon as possible.
Right. And OPF is all about doing it before persistence.
I would love if they spun up a side event that we could just do that.
What do we need
if we
could just go to one Vanduul system, right, and pull this off?
Yeah, but the whole idea is that you send whatever you have at them, and whatever blows up, you keep it in the end. You don't lose it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So the original thing is actually a plan to try and destroy the Vanduul or take over a system.
Yeah, try to retake the Orion system.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So,
which isn't going to be in the game when.
Yeah, and I don't think Chris Roberts would allow that.
Beta to live, whenever that's going to be. If that's ever going to be.
Not so early, anyway. Okay, so next question. How does Chris Roberts
vanished.
envision the Sol
we're back.
system with 900 years of development?
Differently.
10% the size, 6% for the planets.
but
I think
that's not
I think that
accurate.
was a statement earlier in the chat too. So
Wait, say that question
Yeah.
again. I didn't hear it.
I
How
don't
does
think
Chris
it's much
Roberts
of a question, but
envision? Yeah, how does Chris Roberts envision the Sol system, our system now,
Oh,
in
gotcha.
Earth with 900 years of development?
which is
It's gonna be
pretty
different.
much like Terra, right? Or how?
Slightly
Okay,
different.
okay, good question. So Saren asked that question. It actually is a good question. So it's basically what we're going to get in the game. So what do we think we're going to get for Earth? What is Earth going to be like?
I think we will have all of our planets and moons and celestial bodies exactly as we have it now, but the development on the Earth, structures, cities, whatnot, are going to be very different from what we have now. And we saw concept of art of that. So the future Moscow, the future New York, the future London will still have these cities by names, but they're going to be unrecognizable.
Yeah.
Well, by today's standards.
And they've
Yeah,
got to
you might
work
see-
They will
into-
tell what it is.
they've
You
gotta
might
work
see a
into
few
the new
landmarks
mechanics
from
that we have
today,
as well.
but odds are probably not.
Minor.
Yeah.
And if you look
Not
at ArcCorp, you've got the landing zones, and then you have buildings off in the distance that you may be able to land on top of. So we'll probably have something like that. And then, of
If I
course,
had to guess, I would say the
terraformed
Earth
area.
would probably be all city too,
Hmm.
like our carb. But it's hard to say what they're going to
yeah,
do.
hopefully we still have biomes. Hopefully we actually. Chris Roberts has a vision of the
900
Earth where we
years.
manage to save and reverse our global warming, and actually
they say by
actually have
2050 most people will
biomes
live
that
in
are still
We're
cities.
going to
supporting
kill
life.
off a lot of people in the next 100 years, so maybe
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
exactly.
next question.
Okay, Rex, this comes from the
Doing
Red
it wrong,
Huntress. You seem to have come out of nowhere a year or so back. When did you realize Star Citizen was it for you?
Wait, say that one more time. You cut out in the beginning.
So the Red
I'll read
Huntress
that.
says, Rexzilla, you seem to have come out of nowhere about a year or so back. When did you realize that Star Citizen was it for you?
Yeah. So I started playing right around the end of CitizenCon last year full time. Like that's when I kind of jumped back into it. It's like I want to say end of October, very end of October maybe is when I first started playing Star Citizen again. Or maybe early November, somewhere around then. I had already known about, so I'm going to counter this because there was somebody else in the chat that said something. I forgot who said it, but somebody said they played with me in 2.6, which is interesting because I've never actually really had many people come to me and say that. Really quick in the chat, whoever said that, I want to know what org was I in when I first played Star Citizen. I want to know like that would 100% solidify that you did play with me in 2.6. So I played Star Citizen in 2.6. I knew about the game. I first heard about it in 2.6. And it wasn't it for me. You know what I mean? Like I was playing, I found out about it because I played No Man's Sky in short. Played No Man's Sky, thought it was a shit storm. I hated it to death whenever it first dropped. I'm not judging the game based on what it is now. When it first came out, I hated it. And because it wasn't what they promised it to be, all this shit. And because to me, I thought that was the only game ever like that, right? Like the whole, giant, massive open universe, no load screens, all that stuff. And I thought that was mind blowing, right? It was everything I was looking for in what Star Citizen is now. But Star Citizen, so people told me about Star Citizen. I was like, no fucking way. And then so I look up Star Citizen, buy it in 2.6, get in there with a Mustang. Start playing with people, and I'm like, this is really cool. It's way above and beyond the graphics and detail and simulation that No Man's Sky was. So I was really impressed, but it did feel like the work in progress. You know what I mean? Like it did feel like a game that was being made. Frame rates were really crappy in 2.6, so I fell out of it. Just didn't play it yet, but I liked it. I liked everything that it was. I liked the ideas. I was like, this is cool. Not for me yet. So I still went about my whole career in Twitch, playing FPS. We kind of talked about this last time a little bit. And then I saw CitizenCon videos 2 years. That was like over 2 years ago. And then come back to now. I saw CitizenCon last year when I got bored. Like I said, playing Call of Duty and stuff like that. Like I went from PUBG, transitioned to Call of Duty, and then I was just like, man, this shit sucks. I was like, I hate playing this every day. I like it.
Doesn't feel like right.
I love. It's like what I was saying. Like those other streamers that I know tweeting the same stuff like right now, and like they're bored. They're getting depressed. It's feeling like work.
That's why they're all playing Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, and so it's just, and that's why everybody's going from now Battle Royale to Grand Theft Auto, which is really cool. It's the same aspect, right? Everybody, think about that, right? It actually is pretty cool to think about. Like everybody just went from FPS to RPG. Like that's crazy at the massive scale. Like that
ultimately, that's where it ends up, though. RPG.
Right, because that's the future of gaming. It is the whole, where we're not gaming anymore. It's like
part of something.
Yeah, if you want to go golf in GTA, you can go golf in GTA. It exists, right? You can. You're simulating life.
Tennis, I think.
Yeah, it's the Oasis, the Ready Player One aspect. So yeah, finally I got to that point, which happened to be when I first saw. I was already at that point, and then I see CitizenCon videos, saw the Valkyrie video. And I was like, holy shit, like this game has changed. Like I hadn't seen any update on the game in 2 years. And like, I look into it and I see some people streaming it and I'm like, there's planets in the damn game. I was like, this is like what I wanted back in 2.6 when I was playing No Man's Sky for the first time. I was like, and look at these planets, like the scale, so much bigger than No Man's Sky. Like, even though like a lot of people say that No Man's Sky is bigger, but like if you understand like the what do you call it, the regeneration system of planets and stuff like that,
the
procedural generation
which is absolute
system,
shit in No Man's Sky.
It's so shit, dude. It's so shit.
Jordan's awake now.
It's absolute shit. I mean,
to me,
it's the same dinosaur with different pieces glued on and different colors
all over the planet.
I've seen the videos.
Let's not talk about
You've seen early. It's a lot better.
It was terrible.
To stay on target here, though. Yeah, regardless of what it isn't. Star Citizen to me was, what I was missing, what I was looking for, because at heart, I am an RPG fan. My favorite games to play are RPG games where I get in there, I'm fully immersed, right? That's why I said, like, even last time we were on, like, why the first Battlefront to me was so revolutionary. One of my favorite games of all time was like, I'm not getting in there just to blow shit up, right? I'm getting in there and I'm actually like role playing as like a Star Wars stormtrooper, right? In these battles. Like that's what was so amazing about that to me. And so like finally, there's that sci-fi game where the dropship does exist in the game now. And I was like, man, I just gotta load people up and we're going to war. I was like, that is possible. I just knew that from the back. I saw the Valkyrie. I'm like, shit, that shit's possible. Let's do it. I'm buying the Valkyrie right now. We're loading people up. First day back streaming, I was in a Valkyrie, and we just started doing shit like that. We just started just gearing people up and throwing them in the back, and we were just simulating drops, and then it just started getting into PvP combat. So like Star Citizen was it for me as soon as I saw that frames were better and there's planets in the damn game and the Valks in the game and so many more ships now. Like so once you realize that it's actually a game, and so I just started playing it again. And the rest is history. There's so much more content in this for me than playing PUBG every night of my life or Call of Duty every night of my life, just being bored out of my mind. You can win a game of call like I started thinking about that. I remember the first time I ever played PUBG. I loved it. I thought it was amazing. The thrill of Battle Royale. Like I played H1Z1 before that too. Battle Royale actually felt something. You're like, you were scared for your life being out there. Like that was fun. In the first time. And when you knew everybody else was playing it for the first time. But then as soon as like, you get your first win and then you win again and you win again and you win again and you win again and there's no reward system and you're just like, fuck, why am I winning?
Hundreds of times you're doing the same exact thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
And
it's
over and over again. Like,
and was that more fun to me than your standard TDM on like a respawn map? Yeah, sure, that's still way more fun than that. But at the same time, it's just like, it got old. And I'm just like, I would rather play a game like my roots, like even from like Diablo 1, I still go back to that. Like I used to play that and I'm not just picking a sorcerer or a paladin. It's like, I'm making me, like that's me. You know what I mean? Like that's my character. Like, so like, I'm not going to build him like to be just the best. I'm going to build him how I feel like I would be, you know what I mean? Like I would start really personalizing the game for myself. So all the way down to my roots, RPGs are Red Alert. Yeah. I just saw Zamfir say that. Like even when, as a kid, when I would play Red Alert 2, right? Like, I'm not playing it just to fuck up the other team. I would play it. And I would role play it. Like, I would view the economy. Like, I'd be like, this is my army. Like, I would, or like the first Age of Empire. And I'd be like, I would just start building houses everywhere and be like, now these are my civilians. I'm going to defend them. Like I wouldn't really focus on like how fast I could demolish the other team. Like esports would, the esports mindset is, it'd be like, I'd really role play it. Like, this is my army and look how many units I can have. I loved that about Red Alert 2. There was no unit cap. I just GIs out the ass, and then I would see how many I can make, and we just go steamrolling. Like, that was so fun.
How many can I make?
It's the same thing right now. It's that same thing, but now with real people, right? It's that same thing we've always done. It's like, look, we have the ZDF. It's like the army I've always wanted in Red Alert, but it's real people, and then we have a working economy, and just as the game develops, it's going to be history. So, like, yes, this is my dream game and my dream experience, and being able to do all of these things I've ever loved in video games all in one. And that's what's so cool about it.
Yep.
Nice.
Great.
I think that's a long answer there for that, but I want to know. I didn't see. I didn't see who said what org I was in. I want to know if they actually know what org I was in. Don't say it, because I think I mentioned it on the stream last time, but I want to know if somebody can actually answer that. That's interesting. That never gets brought up.
Did we see it?
That
No,
was
I don't think anybody said it.
good question, Huntress.
I was kind of watching. Yeah, Huntress, as I told you, we had Rex on the show earlier. The detail that was awesome to hear. So
Because a lot of people that are here tonight weren't here for the other show to really hear about. A lot of people here to hear your story. Where did you come from? How did you become the ZDF and the biggest thing that ever hit Star Citizen? And I think a lot of people are.
How did all of us get here, right? I mean, we touch on that a lot, and it's really cool. Like Jordan, I mean.
Everybody's got
you're a Second Lifer, and you got into this, and it was like you found your home, and I was
I'm not
the
even
same
a
way.
gamer.
Wait, did you play Second Life?
Oh, you played a lot of Second Life.
Oh yeah.
I bring that up without ever having.
You got to hear the story.
Like, because understanding the idea of Second Life, right? Like, this is interesting to talk about really quick. Like, I bring that up on stream all the time. Like this is like that next gen Second Life in a way.
Oh,
for some,
100%.
So awesome. Like, I love that. I didn't know that about you. That's so cool. Yeah, I say that all the time without actually knowing somebody that has done.
I've literally lived in Second Life for 12 years. I've played a few other games here and there. I'm not into FPS games. I played MechWarrior Online for about 3 years. That was the closest I got to like an FPS game, because I could play like the big heavy stompy assault mechs, so I could move slow and
process your targets.
Yeah, because I don't move that fast. I'm old, and I'm not. I'm kind of lazy.
You're methodical, dude. You're not lazy. You really like to analyze.
Sits back and calculates the battle.
No, exactly. It's like I like to think things through, and kind of process things, and I really like the old styled isometric RPGs like Baldur's Gate and Neverwinter Nights, and that sort of thing. And single player. And then when Second Life came out, I was going through a bunch of shit in my real life, and I was looking for an escape. And
for sure.
And it was this great environment to go in, and it's entirely created by the users. So the company that created Second Life, for all those who don't know about it, they created a platform and tools for everybody in Second Life to build everything. So like your clothing, your avatars, your skins, your hair, it's just literally everything, and the cars and the homes, and it just grew and grew and grew, so that people rent land, buy homes, buy furniture, decorate their homes, go out to clubs. There's live performers that are streaming from the real world and playing instruments and singing or DJing or whatnot.
And whole real life. Yeah.
And it's this virtual social environment, and there's no game. It's just an environment where people go and do stuff. And then people have created different sims where, there might be a role-playing sim where people do fantasy or Star Wars or all different kinds of stuff. But it's really mostly a social platform with a lot of things to do.
And that's where we're right around the corner from that in Star Citizen. We are. Once people start really like viewing that, and that's exactly what ZDF does every night. Like we do that every night. Like we're bringing that. Like think about all 50 people on a server socializing like that. It's one of the craziest experiences of just any game. And that's like what we were saying about, VR chat and stuff like that. Because that's the same exact thing. Why do people go into VR chat? To socialize out of their norm, out of the real life world. And that's exactly what is going to exist in Star Citizen, that we're right around the corner from that.
Yep.
So we have a few questions coming in from Vice. Do you know Vice very well, Rexzilla?
Okay.
The reason why I ask is because he seems to be trolling you pretty hard.
Wait, who?
Vice, VYSE.
Okay, go for it.
So I'll ask you one. Rex, if you had to give up Red Bull or Star Wars, which would you choose and why?
Well, legally, I can't answer. No, I'm joking. Star Wars.
That question.
Star Wars. You have to say Star Wars.
He is contractually obligated.
I got to take all that down behind me.
Contractually obligated there.
Would you dance naked in public if CIG told you they would give you a Bengal carrier?
Yes.
Would I dance naked in public for a Bengal carrier? Yeah, probably.
Why not?
Why not, right?
Yeah.
I got nothing to lose. I just get more hits. Like that's a news article right there,
That's
man.
right.
Totally.
More than news article.
Rexzilla dance naked in public. Chris Roberts gives him a Bengal carrier. Okay, sure. I'm not upset by that. I don't think anybody would judge me because then I'd be the only person in the game with a Bengal carrier like player.
Yeah.
All right.
With a special skin.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. That's easy stuff, right? Yeah, like what John just said in the chat. Yeah, I do a lot more than that for a Bengal. Yeah, sure. That's easy.
That's right.
I'm not wearing any pants right now anyways.
I would.
So here's
Any more questions?
So Vice actually asked a pretty good one here as well. That wasn't a troller. What do each of you look forward to the most about the game, and how much do you expect it to grow even beyond its original scope, both in game as well as the community? And I think that's a good question to end on. So we'll
because that's a long.
It's a big question.
Rex, you go first.
Wait, say it one more time.
So what do each of you look forward to the most about the game, and how much do you expect that aspect of the game to grow beyond the original scope?
The original scope's growing quite a bit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because I'm not an original backer, so speaking on original scope, that's a little bit harder for me. But as far as like just what I think is possible out of this game, and I kind of say it with everything I ever speak on about the game, is like once we have persistence, once we have server meshing, like the big things everybody always talks about. This game is literally going to be the #1 game. Like it is the next WoW. Yeah. We're en route to being the next WoW. MMO.
I 100% believe that.
Yeah, this is the MMO as soon as you add those things. 100%. Those things come in, boom. Or like I said this, like one of the first things I've ever said when I first started playing the game was like, once you have, which this is only possible if you have persistence base building, right? Once you get base building in the game through persistence, it's like you're going to get all of your 7 Days to Die fans. You're going to get all of your Rust fans. You're going to get all these other markets coming to Star Citizen. So as a business move, it's like this game is going to grab everybody from all different types of games once it gets there. So just speaking on the game itself and, my beliefs on the game, I think this is the next gen game, 100%.
I got to agree. It's the base building. It's the station building. It's that ability to make that second home, that second life, as we're talking about.
The second life, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's going to grow, and I think that's going to expand over time. It won't be a huge priority in the first aspect, I don't think. But I think eventually it's going to get there. When we had the announcement for 2017 that we were getting outpost building, I think that was the start of something.
For sure.
Yeah, it's going to happen. What about you, Dr. Murray?
What was the question?
I knew he was going to say that.
What do you look forward to the most about the game, and how much do you expect it to grow beyond its original scope?
Yes.
What I'm looking forward to the most is server meshing and persistence. Those are two big pillars, columns that we need. But to me, they add more to the game They like the ability to do dead
They
drops,
make the game.
where I can go out and set down something and then tell my friend to go
Yeah.
find it.
So it
Without
stays
me being
persistent
there.
between
And
them,
it's
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
with
Exactly.
adding that, I think everybody's, big things are, with the game, server meshing and persistence. Cause I asked everybody food for thought tonight on stream. I literally did. I was like, look at the game's current state right now. Right. I was like, just everybody look, cause everybody complains about the current state. Everybody always does. But I was like, okay, look at the current state right now. And would you think just as many people would be complaining about the current state stuff if persistence and server meshing were already in the game? And I sure there's always going to be people that are bitching and complaining about every little thing, but I think you would lose a lot of the generic just baby rage complaining, like, oh, that rock's floating over there, like, oh, look at this game's not developed, like that kind of stuff. For me, like that it's all so small, and I never even think about this stuff. If I see a floating rock, I'm just like, it just doesn't even, like I said, the complaining goes over my head over so long.
Move
But
on.
like,
It's silly stuff.
yeah, so like,
silly
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, you add that persistence, you add server meshing, even in the game's current state right now. I'm just throwing that out there. Like, if that's in the game right now, the game it would be the number one game. It would 100% right now. It would be the number one game. You have persistence and server
Yeah.
meshing.
Xylo,
When we can
Xylo's with it.
log
Yeah,
off
good to see you, Zalo.
and log
Yeah,
back
it was
on
good
to
to
the
see.
same location constantly instead of hit and miss, it's going to be something. And
Yeah.
I
Right,
think what it'll
persistence,
expand
yeah.
to be, I think it's going to be rather encompassing and bigger it gets. But like many people have said, there's a tipping point of technology that we have to get to before we hit that big expanse of people.
We like guys like me like to break technology.
Yeah.
And I think SC is doing a great job of that. I mean, SIG
Yeah,
is
it's
crushing what's
Yeah, yeah.
possible.
it's been taking
yeah.
the industry standard and stretching it out to its limits, which is always a good thing in my opinion.
Thanks for the sub, Zalo. Right on.
Yeah.
But yeah, just kind of looking at but the original question is an out there question though. Like, it's a dreaming question too at the same time. Like, where do we want, see the game going? So yeah, on that question is why we're talking about persistence and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Shadow,
Yeah.
what do you feel is the most exciting part of the game that you look forward to?
Well,
to
there's
growing?
two things that you probably already know. One of them you definitely staring off into the expanse for my 890 with a great scotch in my hand and a bunch of you guys around, just going,
Yeah.
wow, isn't this
There
cool?
we go.
That's like the first thing. The
A
second
bunch
We're
of
gonna be able to
guys.
pick up a
Wow.
drink in our ship.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's now, but I mean, toasting to your friends and actually, just doing everything that, I mean, let's face it, maybe even 50 years in advance, we might be in space, but I mean, we're talking hundreds of years before we can do this stuff. We're never going to do this. So if we could do this in a simulation or a game, I don't
Yeah.
care. That's going to be really cool. The other thing is just be getting lost. I mean, you think
Yeah,
about
for
how
sure.
big Crusader is alone.
Heading into
the
space.
system- right, just getting lost. Just because I mean, I'm ADHD. I'm horribly ADHD. I go to do one thing and I'm doing the next, and I'm doing this and this, and it's funny because I look back a week later and it's like, I meant to go do that, never even got to it. But that's
Never would
what's fun
suspect
about it,
that of you.
right?
Yeah,
Right,
and
that's what I
yeah,
can't
it
wait
gets
for.
down to like that whole aspect, like everything you just said. The price of $45 just to experience the verse
Yeah.
Yeah.
is well worth
Exactly.
it. When you
Oh,
see
yeah,
like
'cause you-
how much
you can
money
do
people
anything in
spend
Aurora.
on the average on
You could go
entertainment.
see
you could do
two
anything in
decent
Aurora.
movies with like VIP pass at a theater. for
Yeah, exactly,
$45.
right?
That's a
For the
nice
food-
deal.
yeah, exactly.
Wait, you could see two movies for $45?
Well,
with
two
VIP
people,
passes?
you know,
If you-
like
I'm
on a
gonna tell you
date.
right now,
If you ever
you're
take your partner on a
taking
date
your-
to
Yeah,
the movies,
like
Yeah,
two
if you're-
people,
if you're
maybe.
taking
that's
a
no
date-
popcorn
Two
even.
movies.
I'm
Yeah,
saying if you're
that's-
taking
that's
your
just getting
date
the
to see
tickets.
one movie at the movie, getting popcorn, yeah, it's gonna be over $45.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. Or like I said, I spent 160 going to fucking Disneyland, dude. It's like I'd rather be in my spaceship all day.
I go to lunch with my
That's a
wife.
prospector.
I go to happy hour with my wife, and it's $70 frickin'. So dinners,
That's a Reliant.
And that's happy hour.
$70, and that's happy hour prices.
That's
It's
a Reliant.
That's
Or
That's
an
a-
Arrow.
Yeah, that's like an arrow. It's like no, $45 is this is the
Just bring your date to Star Citizen.
cheapest experience, the cheapest amazing experience that you can ever have. And and when you buy it, you're going to have this for the next 20 years, and that's why all the guys here in the Jump Club that we've spent ridiculous amounts of money on spaceships because we're going to be enjoying this for the next 20 years. It's not buying a game. And I was talking to somebody else. Oh, because the Witcher 3, and anybody who has thought about buying the Witcher 3 is on sale now for $12 on Steam until the 14th.
Hype.
That's good value.
So just a little bit selling, but I
don't think it was that good a game.
But I refuse to pay full price for any game because I lose interest so fast. I like I said earlier, I'm not really a gamer. So I played Elite Dangerous. I played it for 50 hours last summer just to experience it, and then I lost interest. And I got Divinity Original Sin on sale, and I played it. However long I played it, and I didn't end up finishing it. I really enjoyed it, but I got distracted. Kind of like Shadow. I've got kind of ADHD, and I'll play something, I'll experience it, I'll enjoy it, and then I'll kind of lose interest, and then I'll forget.
I paid $70 for Fallout 76.
Ow.
Didn't get my money back.
I'm sorry.
Ouch.
Wait. I have something for that.
70?
Condolences.
Yeah.
But spending $1,000 on a spaceship that I'm going to have for 20 years, and I'm in Star Citizen every night for a couple of hours, and as we get more, I don't ever really want to come out. I want to be in my spaceships with my friends and flying around and experiencing the verse. And it's like back to the original question. What do I look forward to most is that the server meshing and having everybody in the same shard, everybody in the same universe, having this huge universe where we're all in it, living our lives, hanging out, and say, like, hey, who wants to get together on Goss? We'll get together on Goss on Friday. So make your way over to Goss, and we're going to go hang out, get together in the bar, and have a party. Or we're going to go to Terra next week. So everybody meet in Terra, and we're going to go throw a party on Terra. And I'm going to go tour around the verse in my yachts and just spend time with all my friends and just fly around in space. And it's so beautiful. Like you were talking about earlier on the stream, Rex, like just those views on Hurston of looking out over the lakes and the clouds and the sunrise or the sunsets, the lighting and the sound and
it's next level, it's next gen.
On one planet, and that's a shitty planet that was destroyed by weapons testing.
Yeah, it's a shitty planet.
It's a shitty planet.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Awesome.
When we get the beautiful planets, when we get the tourist planets, when we get Microtech, and Terra and Goss and Cassell and some of these others, like there's going to be so much to see, and just get lost in space. Like Shadow was saying, just get on our 890 and just head out and just get lost. Like
see where we end up.
Exactly.
Like
if you think Hurston was the Lion King, just wait.
Yeah,
it's coming.
It's the most beautiful experience.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, do we have time for 2 or 3 more questions, guys? How are we doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So one question coming in. So Citizen Lou asks, what is the Aegis ship going to be?
Oh.
An Aegis Death Star.
Yeah,
definitely.
It's going to be.
Well,
it's going to be a Death Star.
Space news.
It's going to be a Death Star because that makes as much sense as anything else people have said.
We missed the Falcon Heavy. It's launching tomorrow, hopefully, and
it's supposed to launch today.
News, which is the first.
Black hole.
Yeah, Black hole.
Black hole.
Which a bunch of people in my chat.
Today?
Yeah, I saw him. Yeah,
said, it's a Death Star.
That's right. There's a Death Star
perfectly
there.
sphere.
It's coming.
You can see the lensing. It's not round.
Mm-hmm.
It's not round because we're not looking at it exactly perpendicular to the to the hole.
Well, gravitational lensing is making us see it differently.
Doesn't sound right at all.
Not perpendicular to the hole.
It's not right.
Perhaps phrasing.
It's really not right.
Just a little bit of phrasing there.
I'm going to
Next
bring
question
up
quickly.
an article for us.
No, it's just it was pretty amazing.
Okay, we want to look at that black hole. Let's do that.
Well,
Next question.
Mystic Star just said, gutter time.
Gutter time.
But it
Sorry.
really is.
Grace Evans says, haha, that's no moon.
No,
It
I
is
mean, if
pretty
you really
cool.
look at it, you would almost expect the center to be like pure pitch black, you know? Like that black that if you look at it too long, it actually makes you crazy.
Okay, so we're not actually seeing this in super high resolution up close because this is a tiny pinprick. I don't know how many billions of light years away this is.
Well, it's not only that, it's how big it was.
I thought it was only
and-
like 63 million light years away.
No,
Yeah.
it's like 40 billion
So
miles
Rex,
across
did you
or
see
something like
this?
that.
Yeah.
Should we?
Yeah, I saw
This
this.
is Space guy.
Sagittarius
This was kind of cool.
Yeah, no, I think it's awesome. I think it's really sweet.
So just
Yeah,
to,
I mean,
for
really
the
needed
people
a
in
bunch of
chat, this
data.
is not Star Citizen related. This is something that happened.
Yeah, this is
today.
real life.
In real life, they,
Yes,
this-
real life.
they had the first real
first-
optical image of a black hole, which it's all been theory up until now, and so this is confirming the theory that Einstein originally put together to begin with. So it's fantastic. Good news. Geeky news.
Yeah, and
Zealous says
how-
the picture's out of focus. Fix it.
and
No,
how
that's-
complicated it was because they had to coordinate 8 different telescopes around the world at the exact same time to collect the light from it to create essentially a telescope the size of the Earth.
Yep.
And they raised
Which is
$40
amazing.
million to make this image come together, and they're going to make it even more. So
Yeah.
they can do more.
Yeah,
So-
that was.
They should have had Chris Roberts market it.
Yep.
They could have had more money.
We could have had more PvP involved.
Way more PvP.
Yeah, a little bit more PvP
more-
involved.
More good, yeah. Nice. Oh, I like that.
Any more questions?
Location
like
has not been announced. This comes from Xylo. The location has not been announced, but are you hoping to go to CitizenCon? And yes, we are all hoping to go.
Yes,
honestly.
he missed that earlier.
You
Like,
put it
I
on
was like-
Mars, I'll get there.
I will be there no matter where it is. That's
Yeah,
right.
we're all gonna be there.
Rex and I are
As-
going to be there.
Yeah. And Xylo, I want to volunteer this year, so hook me up with the connection for volunteering.
Yep.
Oh,
But
you're gonna have to ask Jordan about that.
I'll hook
Which,
you up.
Jordan,
with
by the
Cameron.
way, please let me on your team this time.
I
The
didn't have
fun
a
team.
I know.
I didn't have a team. It was
You should have
me-
seen him running around last time. It was great.
Oh, Christ! It was me and Stellic, and we were running insanely. You guys that
And
were actually
Balarn,
on,
I was with Balarn.
well, you guys that were actually on teams, it wasn't so bad because you were like in one place. I mean, Stellic and I were running
Oh, we were not in
constantly
one place.
over the whole. I mean, the whole event the entire time. It's like it was crazy. 26 miles walked that day. Stellic said it's like it was like insane. 26 miles, and it wasn't just walking. I mean, we were like.
I had
running
a broken ankle too.
That's right.
Yeah, you had a broken ankle. That's war injury from Barstool
Because he can't drink and
That's
walk.
right.
Oh,
No, no. Austin curbs are out to kill you. Can I get a backup on this? Silo?
Okay.
yes.
Silo knows.
That was
Austin.
Austin tries to kill your ankles.
Speaking of bar citizens, so going back to one of the other things that on that question that we had earlier, not to backtrack, but was saying one of the things we're looking forward to in the community, bar citizen kind of being my thing, and all of us having experienced some great bar citizens. When we have, and talking about it becoming the next WoW and us having 10 to 12 million active backers around the world, right now it's not a very active community, but we've got this bar citizen community going on all around the world every weekend with space nerds meeting up. When there's 10 million, it's going to be insane. I mean, we're going to have hundreds of people meeting up all over the place. And Shadow, you've got one coming up in 2 weeks. 3
which actually Stimosaurus Rex
I'm
is
gonna
coming
be
to.
there.
Stim,
It's gonna be
Yeah,
awesome. Yep.
that's
Stim.
gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be
Wait,
awesome.
Jordan.
Where am I?
Yeah, I mean, that's
Yeah,
really
we're
cool,
hoping to
though. I
get
mean,
we're hoping to get Jordan there, and T Neister are awesome mods.
the bigger
right?
the
Which
game
would be
gets, I
crazy,
mean,
yeah.
the bigger bar citizen gets, and the bigger the community gets. I mean, that's just the game,
Absolutely.
and it's cool, like already having bar citizen established this early. If you really think about that,
Yeah, Zalo, I saw that. So Zalo said that did I see that they sent some devs? So I know Ulf and somebody else went down to there was a Bar Citizen in Milan last weekend. They had a pretty good sized event over there, and so I think Zalo's going to try to get some more people to go to various Bar Citizens. He needs more people on his community teams because the community feels like they're getting a little ignored.
Oh,
No, Zala, I'll fly up here for the Ohio. It's the 27th of April.
More
Trust
community.
me, you won't feel anything in that ankle. I promise you that.
okay.
Any more
But,
questions?
Next question.
Well, that's what makes it. It's all about
next question.
And this one's for
Next
everybody, and this comes from Vice. So he asks, what are your thoughts on the impact of Star Citizen as far as the industry in general? So the gaming industry in general, how do you think Star Citizen will change it?
I think it's going to show us more independent developers work.
Well, no, I mean,
I
really think
think-
of the crux of it. It's
I
like
think
we
what's good
started
about it as
a-
far as like development too. Like think about like how AAA titles are going to be developed in the future. Like if this gets to where it wants to be, if the project gets to where it wants to be, because it's an independent project, which is insane.
Well, it has
Like
no
you know, like and it just shows that everybody's just tired. The industry is people are tired of the same shit over and over again. And there isn't anything new. Like I can't remember like really like I mean, and there are exceptions, but like really like the era of Xbox 360 to me like was like or original Xbox PS2 like there were original titles left and right. There was new content left and right, and now people are afraid to do that. We've seen these big companies arise that made really popular titles, but they're only making the same thing over and over again now. And that's the problem. So like maybe we'll just see, people wake up again, and other developers start, going for something new, because this is the most ambitious project that I think has ever been created in the gaming industry.
Call of Duty 26.
That's right. If you actually look up the number of Call of Duties made, I think it's actually close to 20.
Probably, yeah.
It's crazy.
I joke about that, but that's all the games that are out there. It's just constant, and it's the same studio making the same game, updating some crap, adding some new crap, and it's the same crap
little bits
over
of it
and
too.
over again.
It's the same stuff reskinned, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and there's very little really unique new franchises out there. Like Star Citizen's incredibly unique, and CD Projekt Red, Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah,
Everybody's
exactly.
Super looking forward to that. But I mean, and there's not that many things out there that are really exciting.
No, yeah, it's just in like that are being released every year either. It's just like, it takes time to develop something new like this. But when you find out that like budgets of games like Call of Duty, like Blackout, it takes them 2 years to make it, and they're like $200 million. It's like what?
$200 million for a piece of shit.
Like,
It's just like, yeah, it's like man.
clearly a lot of money wasted.
Look how much we've got for $200 million. It's like,
Yeah, it's something new. It's something
most
new.
Most of the $200 million that Activision spends on Call of Duty is marketing. So,
Well, I mean, it's still 200 million. Wherever it's going, I'm still. My point
they
is,
made-
it's too.
I mean, no,
my
that's
point is, it's 200
They
million. though.
made $1 billion.
All I'm
No,
saying
but
is, I don't care. I don't care what the money was spent on. 200 million for Call of Duty is still 200 million, whether it's marketing or not. And
Yeah,
that's
that's the thing, though.
ridiculous to
But
me.
200
Star
million
Citizen
in a
hasn't even
crowdfunded game.
started the marketing engine yet.
Exactly.
But
So
not at all.
Yeah.
But 200 million in a crowdfunded game versus a game that actually has a publisher, it goes a lot further in a crowdfunded
Right.
game. I mean,
Yeah,
look
because
at-
you're
look what we
not
have.
marketing.
Right,
Thanks to
you're not
Grace.
wasting your
Thanks for the
time.
sub, Grace.
Hey, sub, Grace.
Right on.
Yeah, you're not wasting your time actually trying to plug the game. The game's
It's a
plugging
gifted
itself.
sub from Fear Sue.
Oh, yeah,
fierce.
very cool.
So last question before we wrap up, because we really do need to get going here. Do your
Doc's in
orgs-
trouble with his wife.
I know. that's
Or his
why I
dog,
said
or
we'll
his
do
kid.
one more question. And Doc, you can blame it on me. Just tell her to come hunt me down. Do your orgs plan on working with ZDF when the game expands, or will you be rivals? And we kind of spoke about it earlier, but I think
you
it's
touched on
a good
it.
way to end.
Yeah. Our
I hate you all. You're all dead. Bye.
That guy.
You're dead.
Okay, well,
If I see the
solves
back
that.
of your yacht in traffic, I'm blowing you up.
That's right, baby.
joking.
It's a big ass. You got to shoot at it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm joking.
The jump
Good luck.
club doesn't have enemies. We
No.
we only have allies or dead
And-
or dead people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the
damn
thing.
right.
It's just like, and it's the same thing for the ZDF. People don't realize it. Like the only rivals we have are people that just want to hate us.
Yeah.
So
we had
it's
the
like-
same thing
and
with
the
Jump
same-
Club.
and the same
If you
for us.
want to be our friend, man.
Yeah.
Anybody that wants to play in the ops, it doesn't matter who you are. What or you don't even have to be in the org to play in our ops. So it's like, yeah, we no real enemies at all anywhere. It's just we're all inclusive because we're all here for the same exact project. You know, we're just having fun.
And
Yeah,
all the
having
jump
fun.
clubbers want to do is have parties on our yachts. So if you
Hell
don't
yeah.
like, if you don't like
Lots of
that,
scotch
we'll
and
have
lots
you.
of.
Yeah. Come join us for the party.
Yeah,
Don't
if,
shoot
if
us.
you don't like partying on yachts, and
Yeah,
gonna
we're
come
gonna
out,
try to have the
Yeah.
biggest
we'll
yacht
have them
party
killed.
in the history of yacht parties.
Just don't
whenever
steal the
that A90
decorations
comes.
on the main
That's
floor.
coming.
You know, like
Yeah. Well,
I want to see how many 890 jumps we can get in a server. You know, we did that 42-man Gladius battle. I think we
Oh,
can
we're
get
gonna
40
do
plus
50.
890
If
jumps.
there's
Yeah,
50
we're
that's the
gonna
max,
pack.
we're gonna do 50.
Yeah, we're gonna pack it out.
I can fill at least 3 servers, maybe 4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've
Like,
got the backers.
We've got almost 500 jump owners in the Discord. So
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
we're up
almost
to
hit
almost
500.
500. So
We're
That's
getting there.
awesome.
we'll
Yeah,
have
Scary, but it's
We're gonna have-
awesome.
we're gonna have some major yacht parties.
Oh hell yeah!
Regattas.
all right, guys. Well, thank you for
Zala
a
said he
great
misses
show.
your. Sorry, Zala misses your Resident Evil speedruns.
He's a troll. Xylo, why are you trolling? I'm not a speedrun the hearse and
Who is
hustle.
that guy? Who is that guy?
Can we get Tia Nitzer to mute that guy? He's being a troll.
Yeah, he really is. You just slap him around a little bit.
Teach him who's the boss.
That's right.
Thanks, guys, for joining us. We got to call it at some point, so might as well be now.
Shots.
We're
Shots,
lining up
shots,
somebody
shots.
for a raid. So,
Oh, raid.
We've got
Yes.
things planned. Thank you to all those that subscribed and to follow.
Not from the
and-
bottle,
and
Shadow.
we want you to be able to watch our
Rabbit
streams.
hole,
The next
yeah.
one, we have
Not
a lot
from
of
the
fun.
bottle.
Saturdays are just a hangout. Come play with us. We cruise around in a 600i, and it'll eventually move into a
Oh, it's
890.
never a
Sometimes we
600i.
grab
It always
Phoenixes.
blows up.
We go around kind of like what Rex was doing earlier.
Yeah, Rex, you need
and
to
we
join
just
us on
hang
a
out.
Saturday up again.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of fun.
Hell yeah, I'd be down. Yeah, I'd be
If you're
down.
gonna- if you want to just go
We
hang
drink
out,
and we blow up a lot.
The problem with Saturday night is that's like my only night off from streaming.
Oh,
I stream
no.
every night except for Saturday.
Oh man, you
Don't-
need that
Fair
time.
enough.
I know.
You need-
Take
you
that.
need-
Take that.
you need some quiet time.
You need to
You
switch up
some
at
quiet
night.
time.
deserve it, amongst all of us.
Yeah,
All we
I
do
know.
is struggle to get to a bar.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
in the
really is.
PTU, right? Because we've always been using
We
the PTU.
explode
But
horribly
hopefully
in the way.
that becomes the PU very soon, and it'll be much smoother. So we'll have fun. But it's been entertaining kind of getting there. Rex, for those that are watching the show that aren't regular watchers of your show, where can they find you and what do you do?
Go to twitch.tv/Rexzilla and come blow shit up with us in Star Citizen
Bullshit up.
Every night.
What's your schedule?
Except for Saturday.
Well, yeah, Saturday morning is our Saturday morning. Every single day, we are on Star Citizen. So it's 5 p.m. CST time. That's, 3 p.m. PST for everybody.
Yep.
That's on the West Coast. So yeah,
6
we're always doing
Eastern.
that every day except for Saturday morning. I go live at technically like 7 a.m. PST for you guys. Wake up at 7 a.m. and come blow shit up. That's
Let's
the
see some
EU.
love and chat
Proper,
for ZDF. Some boom.
Hype, hype.
Boom.
Boom. Yeah, thanks to all you guys for following, subbing. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Great to have you, Rex, man.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Had a good
sure
one,
we'll
man.
see you
Great to
soon
have you
enough.
back again, man.
Thanks for all the subs.
Great to have you back.
Yeah,
Great to have
follows,
everybody
you guys
here.
are
It's
great.
another fun time hanging out.
Oh yeah.
Good
Can't wait to do
time.
it
I'm all
again.
out of beer.
All right. Cheers for now.
I'm not.
Good night, everybody.
Hype.
Good night, guys.
Night.
And thanks for having a great time with us. That's what it's all about. Cheers.
Fuck yeah, Rex. Thanks, brother.
Yep.
and all
Good
of
time,
us.
man.
Really?
And
we're
we're
there.
off. Nice.
All
Oh,
right.
we rated flying sparrow.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Just
awesome.
in time.
So I
She's
can
awesome.
I can
Another
shut
drink.
down for sure right now, right? And it's not going to be an issue.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
off
Oh,
there.
you're good.
We're on
We're off
Brown
the
Is your
air.
wife
Sparrow.
mad at you?
Yeah.
Is your wife mad at you?